Yes. Today it's just me and Vinny because James is on holiday. We've got James has sent us some pictures, so we'll have a look at those later on. So welcome to the Studio Rats live show. I think it's 251. James normally does all this stuff, so I'm going to be making loads of mistakes. And we're joined by greatness. Vinny the Axe from Vinny the Axe YouTube channel has joined us to be the better looking and more talented James for the evening. Let me see if I can I go live? I'm trying to go live on, we are live. I'm trying to go live on Instagram at the same time. So yeah, hope everyone's well. And we'll start off as we normally do. Vinny, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I've had a bunch of guitars come in for work and done a video on a couple of them. One didn't work out as planned because it was just the company that made the guitar made all these weird body constraints and didn't factor in certain things, and you couldn't fit standard pickups in it. It was just a hot mess. So the customer, we talked it over. It wasn't worth the money to upgrade. And then go ahead.
What was the guitar?
It was a Dean Jackie Vincent that I showed a couple episodes back.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We went to kind of fit the pickups in there, and the dimensions were all weird, and even the pickups that they put in, they had to bend the feet or the ears on the pickups down on a 45 just to get the screws to line up because the body was scaled down. It was really weird. So it wasn't worth it in the end. And also they had Bill Lawrence pickups, and the Bill Lawrence pickups are considerably a lot bigger, and they wouldn't fit in the pick guard at all. So we had to scrap that idea. But I've been having an influx of guitars come in. I worked on an Ibanez, and then I had you saw the recent episode of the vintage BC Rich Warlock. So
that was a wrong one. That was wrong. So yeah, if anyone doesn't know Vinny's channel, Vinny the Axe, go and check it out. Vinny does Vinny does like gear reviews, and you do guitar repairs and how to do stuff. And Vinny's going to be doing more and more of sort of how to set up a guitar and how to sort of wire a guitar and do that sort of stuff. And so yeah, go on, keep going, mate.
Oh yes. So that's what I've been up to. And I purchased a couple of things. I showed you the chorus pedal from last week, the Keeley. So I told you about the level control on it, that it's, when you turn the level down, it brings the volume down instead of, So I bought a wet dry blender box. So I'm going to run that pedal into that wet dry box. And then, so this way I can kind of set the dry mix so that chorus can sit in the background a little bit better. Nice. This is all theoretical now. We're going to try it when it comes in, so we'll stay posted on that.
Hey, nice one. Well, I've been reviewing lots and lots of stuff this week, but I've got a couple of things to show. Should we do a bit of a show and tell now, or should we? Let's do a couple of questions.
All right.
Let's do a couple of questions, and then we'll do a bit of the gear that's coming here. So to start, we've got Nabs. He said, "Good evening, rats and all. Hope all is well. Lately, I've been working night shifts, so I'm enjoying your podcast the next day. Keep the fun going. Cheers, Nabs." Al says, "Hey, what's happening? Good to see you on Sunday, Paul." Yeah, so yeah, and you, Al. So Sunday there was the Oxford Guitar Show. So Oxford's like a city in where is it? Sort of west of the UK, and it was a tiny little guitar show. It must have had about 20 stalls, if that. So yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best show, but good to see you, Al. Farid said, evening, Farid. JP, hey, Paul and Vinny. Hey, JP. Neck Debt, hi guys. Hi, Neck Debt. Howdy, says Plexico. Chris Andrews, so who had Kemper Profile and Mark II on the radar? So we're talking about this in the in the news. Have you seen the stuff about the Kemper Profiler, the new one?
I haven't seen the new one. I know they came out with the little pedal version.
Yeah, no, they got the Mark II. The Mark II's out now, which is pretty exciting. We'll talk about that in the news. JP, may I say the new Kemper Mark II still looks like a toaster? It does.
I was just going to ask that question.
But it is. That's what it is. We'll talk about it in a minute, unless everyone starts talking about it. But yeah, that's what it is, and that's what I really like. That design. I really like the toaster design. It's like an amp head. It's like a weird looking amp head. Graham Campbell says, evening, new gear day for me. I bought a Fender Acoustasonic standard telly for solo gigs. Nice and light, seems well built so far. What's your thought on the Acoustasonics?
I liked it when they came out. I like the whole idea of it, especially for people who don't like acoustic guitars. You know, I know it sounds weird. Like, I'm not an acoustic guy because I always hate that trying to. It's just not my thing. So if I was going to buy something, I've looked at those a few times, but I even me just not being an acoustic guy, I think I would just have it 6 months and sell it. But if I was going to buy one, it would be one of those.
Yeah, nice. I think they're great for they're great if you're the singer in a band. If you're like the second guitar player, so if you're the keyboard player that picks up a guitar every now and again, or if you're the singer that plays, you know, acoustic and then has to, you know, do a bit of electric every now and again. Sorry, my wife's trying to call. Then I think it's great. But as a solo instrument on its own,
yeah, it's got its niche.
Yeah. Plexico, he said, "Are you still digging the Mesa Barber Even Drive?" Yes, it's awesome. Yeah, it's really, really good. The only thing about the Even Drive is that it's AC, so it doesn't work from a standard power supply. So what you have to do is to have an AC power supply at the same time as having a, you know, like a pedal power thing. But no, it's brilliant. But it's 12-volt AC, which is, I think it's the same as the old Soldano pedal that they did. But it's really, really good. Reichendorg, how many unique positions on a guitar do you feel are too many or just the right amount? How many unique positions on a guitar do you feel are too many or just the right amount? Any idea, Vinny?
Oh, are we talking like pickup selection positions, or are we talking like chord positions?
I reckon. Okay, well let's go to pickup positions. You don't need more. 5. That's it. 5, and that's it.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I mean, the magic numbers on the Straters is the 2 and 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the 5 position, usually.
Well, the only thing that I don't use on a Strat is position is the middle position. That's the only pickup that I don't use on a
and I think the same way. And I've done Strats where I've had just the neck and the bridge and had a custom pickguard and negated the middle out. But then you don't get that you don't get the 2 and 4.
Yeah.
So it's like a necessary evil. It's like has to be there.
Yeah, it has got to be there. Michael, Paul, are you a Synergy fan? Thinking about that 20-watt head, you made the Tone King module sound fantastic. Yeah, I've got a thank you very much. I've got the you won't be able to see it. I've got the Syn 50 head, which is there. It's all dark. Which is like the 2-module 50-watt valve head. It's all really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. If you're looking for, if you want to have like one amplifier and get all the different flavors, that there's nothing that does it that like the Synergy. So, you know, does it sound exactly like? So if you buy the Friedman module, we said this before. If you buy the Friedman module, does it sound exactly the same as a Friedman Brown Eye amp or whatever? It's pretty close. It's pretty close. It's not exactly the thing, but you get it's more than just the flavor of it. It's really close. It's not like having the actual amp, but I think it's good for people that just want loads and loads of different sounds and the flavors of those different sounds.
I was impressed with the Tone King one that they put the Iron Man attenuator in there and the tremolo.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I've got it here because I was going to talk about it in the news. There we go. So it's got an attenuator, and it's almost like, but the attenuator's before the power amp, so it's almost like 2 master volumes more than an attenuator. But I love the idea of it. I love the sound of it. It's brilliant. It sounds like does those sort of great sort of Marshall sounds and Fender tones, but it's got loads of character. It's not like a really sort of sterile sounding module. It's got loads of, you know, you can make it sound like a Tweed amp and you can make it sound like a Marshall, and it's really good.
I used to run 2 Tone King Gremlins.
Oh yeah, the little ones.
Yeah, in a wet dry.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. Then I had somebody make me a custom Vox 5-watt head, 112 cab to mirror the Tone King Gremlin head and cab. So I got the 2 different flavors going on of like the Vox kind of sound and the Fender kind of sound. It sounded killer. It was a really cool rig.
Why'd you get rid of it?
Because I get rid of everything. You know how it goes. No sentimental attachment.
Well, I'm like that. I'm like that. Chris, when you make captures, I saw where you use 2-note studio and IRs. Do you create your own impulse responses, or do you have a favorite? I purchased the 2-note matchless and it sounds great. I can't remember how we captured the matchless. But yeah, inside the 2 notes, I'm using that less and less, to be honest. I have a little, so with the 2-note studio, Torpedo Studio, you can have a 4x12. Well, you can have 2 separate speakers and then either pan them or you can blend them and do, do some clever stuff with it. But yeah, I have a 4x12. I can't remember what it's called, and a little 1x12 that I blend together to get that sort of sound. But yes, it's really good. But I'm using it less and less. I'm using the Sir Reactive Load more. Mr. McQuillan, thank you, sir. He said, "Good evening, fellow rodents. Hope everyone is well. Qualify for my bus pass today, 60 in Scotland. Join me in a celebrati coffee." Well done, mate. Yeah, there's so go and check out David's Plectrums. David makes these fantastic Plectrums out of old coins in the Highlands of Scotland. And is that the 1 penny? Is that the 1p?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That or the 10p.
It's a little bit bigger than a Jazz 3. It's a little wider.
Yeah,
in the shoulder.
Yeah. Nice. Cheers. Yeah, thanks, David. Happy birthday, mate. Andy Holmes. Hi, everyone. Hi, Andy. Hot 8. Hello, rats in Nashville this week. Got a Gibson Custom Shop SG used from Carter Vintage on a whim yesterday. I'm a bad boy. Nice.
Yeah, cool.
What color? Yeah. Let us know what color. Nick Debt. Question for Vinny. I believe Tom Anderson uses single action truss rods. Why do you reckon they prefer it? Advantages over double action rods? Any info? Appreciates. Thanks.
It could have something to do with the routing in the neck. Maybe they think it takes too much wood out because the double action truss rod is bigger than a standard single action truss rod. It could be just an old school choice. That's what they've been using all this time. It could be a number of things.
What's the difference? Can it go that way and that way?
Where am I? Okay. A single action truss rod, when you tighten it, obviously it's going to straighten the neck out, right? And then as you spin it out, it'll go slack at some point and stop. A dual action truss rod, you can actually turn it the opposite direction. So let's say you have you have too much back bow on a neck. You can actually force the neck the opposite direction. So it'll actually engage past the neutral position and it'll go the other way. Yeah. So
nice. Okay. Oops. Sorry, Andy. Andy, hi everyone. Hi, Andy. Hey, hope you're well. Hot 8 says, "Yep, we've had that one, haven't we?"
Mm-hmm.
Why have we had that? We're going back. Sorry. Hold on. I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Chris says, also, what are the thoughts on the Silver Sky versus the Friedman S guitar that you just reviewed? What are the differences? So the biggest difference with a Silver Sky and a Friedman is probably the neck radius. So a Silver Sky is 7 1/4 radius. So what that means is it's quite curved, like a vintage 50s Strat. So easy to play chords on because your finger bends, but harder to bend on because the note can choke out. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
So the Friedman has, I don't know if it's a 10 or 12-inch radius of it's away at the moment. So yeah, much flatter radius, much more modern radius. So I guess you could, easier for bending, but it's still a really comfortable guitar. I really like the Silver Sky. Vinny's got a Silver Sky.
I've had the Silver Sky and the Friedman S, and 3 different Friedman T's, and 3 different Friedman Callies. So at some point, so I like the Silver Sky. I still have mine, but
that's going.
Yeah, I'm probably going to put the Silver Sky up for sale. Comfortability.
That's a good word. It's a new word. I like it.
New word. I think it's more comfortable. I think the Friedman's more comfortable, in my opinion. I tend to think I think that neck would fit more people. I think if we grabbed a random group of 100 people, 100 guitar players versus the Silver Sky, in my opinion, because of the radius. I think because of the radius.
And isn't that mental, considering like the Silver Sky is one of the biggest selling guitars of all time?
Yeah, but I think it's got to do with John Mayer too.
Yeah, of course. Right, anyway, welcome to the
Phil.
stage, 40 Watt Phil. Oh, here we go.
We got sound?
No, you got. Have you turned on your mic? Go into your audio, mate, and go and have a look at the mic.
Are you in Europe? Do you need an adapter?
Now you can hear.
There
me.
we go.
Hey,
Look at that.
there we go.
Yeah.
You all right,
So the word you were looking for, Vinny, is comfort.
Yeah.
The comfort.
I was trying to make it.
guitar.
I was trying to make it really expensive sounding.
Comfortability. The
Comfortability.
comfortableness.
Oh,
Yeah, gentlemen.
You all right?
Leave y'all alone for a second. You start talking about PRS guitars.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a Silver Sky.
I might
It's
be
still
selling
all right.
mine. I might be selling the Santana too. So I think the PRS.
Okay,
yeah.
the Santana, you are out of your mind. Somebody
know.
needs to go down and stage an intervention.
Oh, really? Is it that good?
No, I don't know. I just think they're gorgeous.
It is fantastic. It's more like a trophy queen guitar. Just sits there.
Sure. That makes sense.
I've been playing the hell out of the. I hate to say it, I've been playing the hell out of the Tyler.
Why do you hate to
nonstop.
say it? Don't hate to say it.
I just. I don't
So
know.
you could sell the PRS. We're both PRS, and possibly go and get like an American used Tyler.
That's where my thought process is here.
That's what I'd do. If you're playing it more and more.
Wait,
anyway.
Your Santana's a Santana core, isn't it?
It's a Santana Retro USA limited edition gold top.
He could sell just the Santana and buy a Tyler, American made Tyler.
Oh,
That's-
really?
That's a $5-6 grand guitar.
Yeah, they're like.
Oh,
six-
they
yeah,
are
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So, but I think if I got a Tyler, I would get the USA Tyler. I would get a double humbucker version.
Oh,
This way, it's not. This way, it's not redundant with the another big vocabulary word there. With the white Tyler.
Yeah, you don't
You
want it
should-
to repeat itself either.
You should go and have a chat with Rich.
With Rich, yeah, I probably should talk to him.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Neck Debt says still working on a boring project at 8 p.m. Nice to have company in the room, Rats. Good to have you, Neck Debt. Pet, hello, mate. He said evening both, coffee and some chocolate instead of usual beers and crisps. Oh, mate, beer and crisps. You got beer and crisps.
I'm in the
Wednesday.
South. It's Monster and beef jerky. So
Damn, that keep you regular.
yeah, that'll do it.
Ryken Dog, yeah, pickup positions, yeah. I can't remember what the.
It was how many positions are too many?
Yeah, go on, Phil. You can chip in with this.
Any more than 5. Any more than 5.
I've got to be honest. Like on my Tyler, I've got the 5 positions, and then I've got the preamp. Gets switched on quite very rarely. Then I've got the parallel series button. Doesn't really get switched on.
No.
And then I switched and then I got the coil tap thing. Occasionally switch that on. 5.
I've got a guitar
for the 5-way.
I should say I've got a guitar that has 7 technically. It's got it's got 3 pickups, but it's got a 3-way toggle. So it does neck and bridge, and then it's got a volume control for the middle pickup. So you can do any combination of the pickups. You can do all of them. You can do just middle. You can do some other things. And so I guess 7, but even then I don't use all those.
Yeah. I think the Tyler's strength, I guess, originally, right? If you're a session player and you're in a studio and they want a certain sound, instead of you dragging 17 guitars with you, you maybe drag 2 or 3, right? And I don't know. I think it gets a little like, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Nuno Betancourt Nelly that came out, which was like a Telly signature model. It was like a very short run, or I don't know if they even still make it. It was quite expensive, but that Nelly had like it looks like a 3-way switch, but it goes in both directions. So you could go up, down, left, right. It looked like you were shifting a Ferrari. It was really crazy.
Yeah, it's got 6 positions. They make one now that has 9.
Yeah.
That looks like a 3-way.
Crazy.
I would need an instruction manual constantly to play my guitar.
Yeah, and if you're playing live, you don't need all that mess, like to mess up your stuff.
that's the thing. That's the thing about the Tylers with all that switching options. For me, it's a studio thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to I'd never use that switching live because I'd be going, oh right, I need this, and then I've got to push that button in and do that. It just wouldn't happen. Hey, but anyway, because James isn't here, James sent us a couple of holiday photos. I can't show some of them because they're a bit, well,
a little racy
band.
Yeah,
a little bit racy. But I thought I'd show this one. This is James on the beach. I mean. I think he's a little bit overdressed for the beach, but this is this is what happens when James goes on holiday, and
it's the badge that's the overkill. That thing is just going to get scorching hot.
Yeah. Right.
Serves him right leaving.
I do it every year he goes. Graham, I mainly bought it because I've knackered my back and it's super light. Though my acoustic pedal board, it'll sort me out for a pub covers gig. Sounds better than I expected. Graham's talking about the Acoustasonic film.
Oh yeah, those things.
I was at a restaurant and the guy was playing one of those. He was playing by himself, to some backings and stuff, and it sounded okay.
Yeah.
Man, I hate them so much. I hate them so much. I've tried to like them. It isn't a sound thing. It isn't even really a design thing. It's when I play electric guitar, I don't want to have to do it with acoustic guitar strings. Which you can't change. You've got to pick. Are you electric strings or acoustic strings? And those things are designed to have acoustic strings on them. It's just too much.
But it's all right if you're the rhythm guitar player in a band, or if you're the if you're the singer and you have to occasionally pick something up and you need to play some power chords in some things, you've got that. Or you need the acoustic sounds, you've got that as well. I think it's brilliant for that.
Yeah, it is. I've had better luck using acoustic IRs in an IR loader to sound like an acoustic with an electric guitar than the other way around.
Oh, that's interesting.
And let's be honest, that thing, the Acoustasonic, doesn't sound any better as an acoustic than an IR does.
No, that's fair enough. That's a fair point. Oh, sorry, Basil. Basil says, my wife calls me a Tone King gremlin. Nice.
I wish I could just get my wife to call me King. It'll be fine.
NeckDebt says, also read somewhere some manufacturers use systems that automatically changes the load on the pickups when coil splitting occurs between 250 and 500. Single versus humbuckers is a common practice. Well, you get the is it the super pot?
They're stacked too. Some of the
pots. So that's what I'm doing in my Novo. I'm working with Zach over at Mythos and High Voltage Guitars. I was actually talking with the guy who's going to route out my Novo today. Even though I got the Player 2 in a trade, that I love this Player 2. Actually, I'm about to do some mods to it though because the tremolo is awful, or vibrato is awful. It's already stripped out. It's already like cross-threaded and stripped out. So I've got a Goto 510 like comes on the SIRS on the way. It'll be here Saturday.
Nice.
But for the Novo, we're putting in a super switch and a stacked pot that's a 250 500K. So when it goes to the bridge position, it switches to a 500K pot like it should have. So it's doable. I don't know how common it is, but it's not hard.
Well, if you get especially if you get an HSS from the Fender Custom Shop, you usually see those stacked pots. They'll use those in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can.
They're not cheap, but
I think I bought one for about 18 quid. I think it was. Yeah, it's not cheap. It isn't cheap compared to a normal pot, but yeah.
Yeah, I see them right now on it depending on the brand you buy. A DiMarzio one is $27. A Fender one is $18 right now at Sweetwater. Use my affiliate link. There's a super switch from Stu Mac for $26, but you're going to pay $17 in shipping.
Yeah, and it takes 7 weeks to get to you.
Right.
I don't understand that company. They make good stuff, but I just don't get it.
Yeah. In fact, I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing. If I ever change the pickups in the Player 2, I'm gonna do the super switch and the stacked pot for sure.
Nice. Pet, he said, when did the whole wet dry 2 amp concept become a thing, and who kickstarted it?
Oh, God.
That's old
Eric
school
Johnson
studio technique.
Wasn't Eric Johnson like one of the guys that used to do that, especially back in the day? He did so much stuff to Eric Johnson. If you watched his stuff, like I watched him live, and he's got all these old pedals, and it's like on a piece of wood, and you know, I think at one point something wasn't working. He was like pulling on one of the cords, but he would have multiple amplifiers. So instead of switching a 2-channel amplifier, like for his hot lead or whatever, he would engage different amps, shut one off, or put them both on at the same time or whatever. He had all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know. That comes to mind when I think who started it, but
according to a very quick Google search and AI result.
Oh,
so grain of salt time. Bob Bradshaw is the one who popularized it in the rigs he was building for people like
everyone,
like Michael Landau, Jimmy Herring, Steve Morse, Andy Timmons, etc.
But I reckon you're right. I reckon it was a studio.
Yeah, it
started in a studio. Yeah, because you know, someone goes, well, I want to use my effects. So okay, well, you want to use your effects. What we'll do is we'll have them on a separate mic and a separate channel, so we can blend them in if we need them. Yeah. So yeah, and someone loved the sound of it and just went, "That's what I want live."
It's live side chaining, is all it is.
Yeah,
I used Wet and Dry for a while. What I did like about it is, as a person who plays with delay, I liked that I was able to still have the foundation of the guitar signal without it being altered. I think that was what was cool, and ran delay into the wet amp, and it made it just sound more better production level, I guess you could say. You know, it sounds better. It's easier on the ears.
I have this box that I'll show real quick.
I saw
my reel, my Instagram reel about it.
Yeah.
So this is the Scrumpla.
It's bloody Tupperware.
Yeah, it's in Tupperware. It's absolutely in Tupperware. It's got jacks on one side, power on the other. It's got an Arduino computer inside of it. And so what it is a stereo tremolo where each side can be set to a different ratio. And it's even got some really randomness to it because the guys who made this are mad geniuses. If anybody saw Rhett Shull's video recently about the amateurs that made a new kind of guitar, it's those guys, Motander Guitars. And I wouldn't call Justin an amateur. He's a little better than that. His guitars are really, really cool. They're just not everyone's cup of tea because they're kind of surfy and weird. But so he built me this because I had talked about in an episode how I wanted a stereo tremolo where the two sides share the rate, the speed, but they do it at different ratios. So like one's going at a duple and one's going at a triple. So you've got 2 against 3, or sometimes you've got 2 against 5. And so that's what he built me. And it even does like random settings. It has one that's called it's I can't say it because I don't want your video to not get views, but it's got a ape something. And
that's all right, mate.
It's got an ape shit mode where not only does it give you a random algorithm for the 2 tremolos, but it changes every few beats. You get a new random.
Oh wow!
So I set this up with the amps behind me. Did wet, dry, wet. So I did the center amp, just pure clean signal, and then the 2 varying speed tremolos on each side, and it is the most immersive, most insane enveloping sound I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm completely and utterly addicted to it.
Wow! Plus, that thing keeps your tone fresh.
Yeah, dude. Tone is in the Tupperware. Tone is 100% in the Tupperware. I want them to make this as an actual pedal, but they have zero interest.
Now you're going to start some crap. It's going to be called like tone plastic.
Man, tone plastic is the thing. You've played Dan Electro guitars. Come on. Anyway, sorry. I love wet, dry, wet. I think it's the coolest sound ever.
Bogeyman. Middle strap position makes me think about wiring it to use neck and bridge instead of middle pickup. Maybe trying to get a telly middle position sound out of it.
That's
probably more usable that way. Yeah, but that's a very different sound.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
It's not the same.
You don't get that base plate sound on the bottom of the pickup that's so important to the sound of the Telecaster bridge pickup.
Yeah, completely agree. G-Man, what are your thoughts on the Charvel DK22, DK24 for HSS? Been thinking about getting one of those. The neck looks great. Anyone tried one?
I had one.
Nice.
Just go try it out. If you're talking about the one with the Goto bridge on it, not the Floyd equipped model, which I think is what he's talking about. I bought one. I was really excited about it. I had nothing. The nut was cut improperly on it. Maybe I just got a bad one, but I've seen that quite a bit. So just try it out or buy it from a place where you can return it if it's not good.
Where are they made? They made over in Mexican factory.
Mexico, some of them.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the Mexican made guitar, the Fender, the Jackson, Charvel, whatever?
I think they're made extremely well. Actually, I've never had a problem with the fretwork or anything like that. I think it's pretty good actually.
This is the most recent Mexican-made guitar. Now it's a Fender and not a Charvel, but
I got to take a phone call real quick.
Yeah, go on, mate. It's all good.
I've been really impressed with this guitar. I did a video, just a short little 8-minute talk about this guitar a little bit and how I'm changing a few things about it. But I took this as a trade because it would be easier to sell off than the thing I was selling. And sometimes you have to do those side grades in order to get something moved when you're selling things.
Yeah.
But one, my wife really likes it, and so she wants to play it, and I'm really impressed by it. So I'm going to hold on to it, keep it around. So it gave me a humbucker equipped Strat to play for a little bit. But I think when I get that Goto vibrato in here, I'm going to be even more happy with it because this one is awful.
Is it a 2-post in that?
Yeah, it's a 2-poster.
Okay.
So, but the arm was already cross-threaded. Like I hate it. So, and the Goto 510's not that expensive.
Nah,
I paid $119, brand new, shipped to my door.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Considering that's the bridge that most high-end guitar manufacturers use.
Yeah, when I realized that's the exact same bridge that's on Sirs, I was like, oh, well then, I'm good. Let's do that. Yeah.
Well, you can get different ones. You can get like steel plates and brass plate ones.
Yeah.
And
this one is the 510 TS FE1, whatever that means. I think that is steel block.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Hod 8 says black. Oh, the color. So Hod's just bought a custom shop SG.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the New Zealand rugby team. The All Blacks.
Hollywood, evening Hollywood. G-Man, did Friedman sell that beautiful Glacier Burst statue? So I've got the option to buy it. It's still here, although I've boxed it up at the moment because I'm trying not to tempt myself. Because
you're already tempted. You already know that.
I know. I am already tempted, but it's like it's holiday season, isn't it? I know that I'm going to go. I need some money.
Yeah.
I want it. It's great. But it's here for a while anyway, so it's just in its case.
The bigger question is, does it beat out that Sir? Does it beat out the other stuff you've been trying?
Oh, well, it's different. It's different to the Sir because the Sir is the Sir's HSS. So
that's right. This was Triple S, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's as good as my custom shop Fender.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's such a cracking guitar.
Sorry, my apologies.
Funny, that's all right, mate. Yeah, loads more people like the finish than I thought they would.
I thought I was gonna hate it by the first look of it that you gave, and I was like, but then I looked at it for a little bit. I'm like, I don't know, I kind of dig this, and I feel like it's gonna look really good as it gets beat up. You need to play that one a lot.
Yeah, I like the look. I like the look of that a lot. I was looking at one the other day, but it had a Floyd on it, and it was in like a metallic purple. It looked really cool. Double humbucker version, but I don't know if I want a Floyd.
Nah, you don't want Floyd. No.
Every 3 or 4 years, I think I'm going to get back into a Floyd, and then I try one, and I'm like, nope, I don't want a Floyd. I was wrong.
It's like the way the edge of your hand sits. It's just so in the way.
I can detune a low E on a Floyd every day, because my hand will rub against that micro tuner.
Yeah.
And it's like he's gone.
That's why Ibanez was smart years ago with that low profile tremolo they came out with.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
So this is Vinny's fault. I bought one of these.
Oh, did you now?
Oh, nice.
It's Vinny's fault saying that I'd like it. It's really good. They're really good. First time I tried one.
I used to have one, but I sold it after I got. Do I have it in here? I thought I brought it in here. I've got the Mythos pedals extra hot, which is essentially it's an ODR1 on one side, and it's the boost from his Airlane drive on the other. So it's an ODR1 plus boost.
I have the protein, so they have that on one side and like a blues driver on the other. I think it is
Blues breaker.
Well, you've got a protein.
Yeah, I have a protein. Yeah, I have a bunch of different Noble style pedals.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you one that's really, really good. Hold on, I'll grab it.
And I want to show a guitar, and I want to show a guitar as well because the guitar got came in this week for review, so I want to show that as well. What's he got? What you got?
Is this guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that J Rocket?
The J Rocket.
Yeah. This is a
what's that? Is it?
It's a Nobles. But
is it?
But you got better EQ control, and I think the fidelity, in my opinion, sounds a little bit better. But that's but I haven't tried the new one. So when I did my Nobles video, I had all my Noble style pedals, and I went through them all. Nobles actually commented on there and like, you need to try our new one because apparently the new one's got additional controls on it or something.
It's got a bass cut inside the battery,
which is like what Wampler has on theirs. It has a bass cut.
Yeah, this has got a bass. This one's got a bass cut inside
that's the new version.
Little flap. Oh, is it? Okay, because they do something called the ODR1X as well. Whatever that is.
That's a heavy one, more gain, I think.
Is it? Okay,
I think so.
No, it's got loads of gain. I mean, it's got enough gain.
To be honest, when I got one for the first time, and everybody talked about how it was the Nashville pedal, and I realized how much gain that thing had, I was like, "What?" But yeah, apparently they're not cranking that thing.
Yeah, a lot of guys will ride that gain really low, like maybe 9 o'clock.
Yep. What you got, Paul? You got a guitar?
Yeah, I've got a guitar. It's in for review. I'm gonna show the.
Oh yeah, Valiant.
I like it's 6 saddles, independent saddles.
So it's a super telly. So it's got the
angled humbucker at the bridge. I love it.
Yeah. So you've got, it could be as you can split it, so it's just a telly, or you can have it as a humbucker.
I love that they don't use basically any off the shelf parts.
It's brilliant. Yeah,
everything they make is made for them.
Got tummy cut.
Yeah.
Yes,
they make the saddles. They make all of the metal hardware. They've got this amazing. I mean, I've talked about this before. They've got this amazing nut that has 6 individual screws on it, so you can change. You can adjust the height of each string.
Yeah, those are cool.
Nut, and it's brass. It sounds, like I think there's a thing about brass back and front that gives it that extra, that extra sort of zingy.
I think it does when you play it open.
Yeah, and it's it's got like a tummy cut, and it's awesome.
That's well good. I like that.
It's awesome. Right, there we go. Hollywood says, how lucky is this? Kemper version 2 released on Wednesday, ready for the Rats Live. Anyone seen or tried one yet? I don't even think it's out in the shops yet.
Yeah, I was trying to see what all's actually changed, but it feels like from the descriptions, and obviously I haven't seen a demo, I haven't seen anything, just the PR that they put out, right? The marketing they put out. They added some DSP. Yeah. They upgraded some of the interface a little bit based on what they learned from the Kemper player, but it's basically the same otherwise.
Well, it's supposed to have this new sort of capture engine in it. So it's supposed to be even more realistic,
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I just get this feeling from Kemper, like they were so ahead of the game with the Kemper profiler, and then they fell behind a little bit. And I feel like maybe it's just me. I don't know. But like the Kemper stage and the Kemper profiler just felt like they were just behind on the curve of as everybody else was doing everything, yet they were the first to the market with a profile capturing device. I kind of expected them to stay more on top and at the forefront. Instead, they've got Quad Cortex running away from them.
Yeah. That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. But I mean, I'm excited to try it. I think we'll talk about it in the news anyway, because we can go through the price and stuff. Andergar says, hey guys, long time no see. Any thoughts on the new Synergy Tone King versus the Z-Rex module. How would you say they compare? Well, the Z-Rex got more gain. Technically, it's just different. Is it the Z-Rex more like an AC30?
Yeah, it's a like a train wreck AC30.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, it's hot rodded.
And yeah, the Z-Rex got loads of gain. This has got loads of gain. Yeah,
I don't think
different.
These were meant to be played clean. I'm sorry for all you AC30 lovers. Like, I get it, but I think clean, they sound ice picky and sterile.
Yeah.
But when you get them, when they're giving up a little bit of the goods, give them a little bit of love, God, they sound good. But like but they don't sound good clean to me.
No, I agree. But that's why the Z-Rex so good.
Exactly.
I
want one, but I don't need one.
It's such a great amp. That's one of those amps that I wish I hadn't sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say if you're looking at getting one of them, I don't know. It's all about the tremolo, isn't it? On the Tone King.
Get them both.
Me. Yeah,
they make a Synergy that has 2 slots, right? I'm not up on my Synergy stuff, but yeah,
it's that one. So that's the amp version.
Yeah, I think the drives on the Tone King sound good and the clean sounded good. I think it's maybe less of a one-trick pony.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, because I mean, it's basically like an idealized deluxe reverb, and we all know a deluxe reverb sounds great when you crank it.
Yeah, get both.
Yeah.
JP, picks made from pennies. It's actually a criminal offence in the UK to deface a coin of the realm. I think I'll get some though. I think it's only an offence
if they're in circulation.
If it's in circulation, exactly.
Yeah, they're out of circulation.
Okay.
Yeah, these are old. Yeah, these are all old coins. Mike Blue, cheers, y'all. Cheers, Mike.
Y'all speaking my language.
Erlong. How did you get such a great tone out of the Marshall JVM 205C? And how did you record that sound? Saw no mic. I can't remember the JVM video. So the JVM has got to be cranked. It's like any Marshall has got to be turned up, because that is the sound that the sound that you hear or heard, during the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, whatever, is the sound of a cranked Marshall. It's not a Marshall at bedroom volume. So you've got to attenuate it. That is how that is how we got that sound out of it. And how did we record it? Probably, I can't remember now because it was a couple of years ago. Probably through a load box, something like the 2 Notes Torpedo Studio or an Ox box, I would have thought.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to crank. You've got to crank that amp. Mark Frenetti says, what about James Tyler guitars? They look really good. Yes, they are awesome. Yeah, so Vinny's done a video on his channel on his James Tyler, and I've done at least one video on my James Tyler.
I tell you what, one of you send me yours and I'll do a video and we'll have completed the trifecta.
There we go. Yeah, no, they're awesome. It's the best Super Strat I've ever played.
It's without doubt. Me too. And I have the import one. We talked about it last episode with the whole their slogan, if you know, you know, which I thought was just BS, but it's not. It doesn't sound like anything else I have in the collection at all.
The thing that I love on it is the I don't know if it can block my face. I don't know if it was going to show up.
There it goes.
It says made in America by arseholes. Yeah, it's just
that's definitely a church guitar. That's a praise and worship guitar right there.
Yeah, I guess it's that perfect, isn't it? But it is. They are the ultimate. It's the ultimate Super Strat. It's just they're amazing. They really are. Where are we? Mark also says headstock's a bit weird, but still, in my opinion, looks better than the Friedman. Yeah, I can understand. I think the Friedman almost looks slightly. I'll grab a Friedman. So I'm getting a bit tangled up with my cables. The Friedman almost looks.
I think mine is painted. I think it is. Yes.
Oh, you got a painted headstock?
I got a painted one.
Yeah. So yeah. Friedman headstocks are. Yeah, it's more utilitarian, I guess, than.
I like their
Tyler, which is
headstock
like
a lot more. I like their headstock a whole lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I used to hate the Tyler headstock, and then I just went
Why I hate
one day
headphones.
something just went, oh, I like that. Oh, nice. So yeah, you got the painted headstock.
Let's see if I can get the. There we go.
Extra bunts on that. Nice.
I'm still waiting on the pick guard. I cannot believe it was supposed to be a 2-week build out time, and I've ordered from this company before in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been it's 6 weeks now. I emailed them last week. I'm like, hey, just getting a kind of a heads up on the pick guard. They're like, oh, we've been really busy, which in subtitles was, oh, we forgot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So hopefully I'll have it soon.
Those Friedman guitars are not as expensive as I thought they were.
No,
I mean, they're expensive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling a $3,500 guitar cheap, but I thought they were more.
Yeah, for what you get, it's. I think they're very good. And the other thing is that the only thing about going into them is that when you go to try to sell them used, they do not hold their value.
Oh, good. I'll buy
really?
used then if I buy one.
Yeah, you could get a used one for like 1,800, 1,500, 1,800, $2,000-ish, depending on the model, and yeah, I guess what somebody's willing to sell it for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the UK they're about 1,800 quid used.
Really? That's
So,
that's
yeah.
not bad at all. That's real good.
But
Yeah.
this is a rock and roll Relics build, actually.
Oh, is
so that's
it?
one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Or is that the new version?
The new version.
Yeah, new version.
I thought it was a Grover Jackson one because it was a 2023 one, but it's got what's the guy's name that owns Rock and Roll Relics signed on the is it Rowe? Is his last name? I can't recall.
Is it Jamie? Is it Jamie something? I can't remember.
I can't remember, but anyway, it's one of those. And I'll tell you what, I've owned several of these and several of the Callies, and this is the best playing one that I've owned. And not that the other ones are bad, but
it's also got P90s, the king of pickups.
Yeah, these sound great. These sound great. This is going to parchment white. I put this on. It had the perloid. I hated that. I don't like this.
Yeah.
So it's just going to parchment.
I think that's my next podcast is going to be the P90 podcast instead of 40 watt. So.
Good name.
Yeah, it is. Somebody's going to steal it, and that's okay.
JP, David McQuillan, where can we get your penny picks, please, David? So you can get David's Plectrums from the Highland Plectrum Company and available on Reverb. So if you go into Reverb, type in the Highland Plectrum Company, you can choose between a whole bunch of them. They are awesome, by the way. And there is something very different about playing with a plastic pick and then playing with a metal pick.
I used to play the I didn't play them for long because they just aren't my thing, but I used to play some of the picks that were designed after the pesos that Billy Gibbons plays.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a company making some similar to that, and I couldn't get along with playing with metal. I just couldn't do it.
Well, this is what Brian May was using and still uses to this day. I heard he's got like 800,000 pounds of these things laying around, and it's got that chime that he gets if you want to get his sound. This is part of the recipe, but there's no attack because it's so rounded. So you kind of get the chime of this, but the attack with the tip with the point on it. Cool.
I'm really into honey picks by a guy named Rick Calhoun over in he's a supporter of the podcast, just for the record. But I was using the picks before he was supporting the podcast. But lately I had Adam Miller on the podcast, the Australian guitarist. I had him on and we got to really talking about the Dunlop prime tones. And I've been trying those, and God, they're so good.
Oh,
they make these 3 mil prime tones. Yeah.
Have you tried these?
No, I haven't tried. What is that one?
Red Bear.
Ooh, gonna open those up in a tab and order some later.
They're made from some secret animal protein, something or other.
Not vegan, is what I'm hearing.
And they're very expensive.
Oh, of course, Guthrie Govan has one.
But I've been playing these for 15 years plus. They're really expensive. And here's the other thing for all you people out there. I mean, great pick. So, and I'm not sponsored or nothing. I don't even know the guy that owns the joint. But if you leave this in your pants pocket and it goes in the wash, it's probably going to be gone. It will deteriorate.
They are $35 a pick.
Well, and up depending on how thick they are.
Yeah.
So I just want to show you how many I have, just to kind of give you an idea of how much I like them. And I've been on a quest for the you know, for there's more here. Hold on.
So when you said animal and protein in the same,
It's supposed to be very close to what a tortoiseshell pick
Okay.
sounds
Jesus,
like.
that boy's spending some money.
Right, man. There's you, American Tyler, right there in your hand.
But listen, I've been on a quest for years, and I've done blind tests with some friends. We've been over and each playing the same lick and listening. And you know, I was on an interview once, and this guy came on after me, and I was talking about the pick, and he was a country player, and he went, you know, he was making fun of me. He goes, yeah, he's like, you see this, 25 cents. He had some regular Fender pick, and you know, and he laughed, and I kind of laughed, but then I kind of thought to myself, if you're a person that plays acoustic guitar and you're recording it with the mic, the last thing you want to hear is that clickety clackety shit that's coming out of that plastic pick. And also, these are made right-handed or left-handed bevel, so you can kind of get them for your dexterity. There you go, vocabulary again, right?
Nice.
And pretty cool stuff. But again, they have their pros and cons, just like everything else. But yeah,
$35 though.
I've got a few containers of picks from over the years that I've bought, just picks, all kinds of picks, and tried everything. So I'm constantly going back and forth. There's one that's not even out. I don't think it's out yet, that somebody gave me because they're a dealer.
have you tried this blue chip?
What's that?
Yeah, that's the blue chip. So
This is even more money.
The prime tones are supposed to be similar to the blue chip, material wise.
Yeah, I think these can go up to $80 or something nuts. I think they're like $50 normally. I think something like that.
I think they're up to, like, the standard is 40 for like the basic one.
But these won't, and these are the thicker jazz ones. But these don't wear out. They
don't wear out at all.
They don't. I have not got any wear on them as much as I played them. They don't wear. So they're robust.
I use these. I use these Dunlop flows.
Yeah.
Is that gonna? I can't see. Is that gonna focus? There we go.
I've got some of those. I like those a lot.
Yeah, these are great. But I go through these like I can get through a pick easy in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had this probably for 8 years, and I played it a lot, and there's no wear on it. I don't know what it's made out of. It feels almost like, yeah, I'm sure it's something proprietary, but it's got like this weird, you know, what's the stuff they make countertops out of, like Corian?
Yeah.
It's got that.
Yeah, Corian.
I don't know. It's weird, but it sounds good. It's a good sounding pick.
Yeah, it is some kind of proprietary composite, but it's I looked it up at one point. There are a couple of people who have recreated the material for the most part. But yeah, it's really cool. I think Honey Picks has that material as well. The Prime Tones have that material or something similar. I really like the Prime Tones. I'm really stuck on them right now.
Oh, I did buy Honey Picks, as a matter of fact. I forgot I had those too.
Yeah.
I think we bored everybody now. Everybody just committed suicide in the whole thing.
So not just Adam Miller. I had Adam Levy on the podcast. And spoiler, over in the Patreon episode, so he's not a big like multi-guitarist person. He's played most of his career with 2 guitars. When he needed a third sound, he had to borrow one. He has a few more guitars now, but he still is pretty much a 335 and I think a Jaguar. Anyway, but or maybe a Telecaster. But he was like, but picks are the other one. Like, he likes vintage celluloid. He likes the sound of it. So he's got just bowls of vintage celluloid picks. And like he said, this is how I change my sound, is with these.
Oh, interesting.
Just crazy.
Gary Westcott said, doesn't the new Jack White Fender have like 9 or 10 different pickup positions?
Yeah.
Do you like that guitar?
No.
I just think this.
I mentioned this on a podcast. I can't remember. It may be on the one that's coming out this week. Incidentally, y'all go listen to last week's episode with our very own Paul Drew here. But I love that guitar exists because it proves Fender's still willing to take risks. But I hate that guitar.
Yeah. I'm not a Jack White fan. I've got to be honest.
Oh, I love Jack White.
Do you?
Absolutely love Jack White. He comes from the same background I come from. Like, he and Meg got together to play Robert Johnson songs. That's what they wanted to do, just play old blues songs. And he is I think he's a very real evolution of blues music, and so it still appeals to me. But I get that he's not everyone's cup of tea. He likes weird sounds and he does some really odd things. And if you're into sort of more structured, more traditional Guitar Hero style music, he's not going to be your ball game.
Yeah. Mr. Repetinti says 1 volume knob only required.
You need 2. You can't do that pickup switching or tremolo thing if you only have 1.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's all about guitar. So if I've got a Strat, I've got to have 2 tone controls.
Yeah.
Because you've got to wind that bridge. I mean, on modern wiring, you've got to wind that bridge back a little bit, and then it's great. Nick, is it possible to mimic Tyler preamp flavor, fractals, buffer, and the input signal through low noise, high impedance input stage? Obviously not like doing on a raw pickup signal combined with, it's a different thing because it's a mid boost, so you can do it. You can do it with a boost pedal, really.
Yeah. Just do it with a really good, most good modern treble boosters, I say most, not all of them, have a switch where you can change it from a treble booster to a mid boost. You can kind of mimic it there.
Yeah. Although the thing about the Tyler, it's like a low mid boost, which I think is a really weird thing. So with the Tyler, I mean, for me, it's that preamp is wound back, all the way, and then you can just engage it, and then you get a little bit more bottom, a little bit more top in, but that's it. But yeah, I think just like a boost pedal would probably be your best option there. Hollywood, lots of pickup options. The switches sound great in theory, but for live, too many options. The standard 3 or 5 way is good enough. Yeah,
100%.
Or just from pickup, why straight to the volume pot?
It's an option.
Done that.
EVH, man.
I tell you what, Alan Holsworth used to believe that, and I've seen him say it several times, and I think there's some credibility to this, is that having the one humbucker and nothing else on the guitar lessened the magnetic pull of all the other pickups, stopping the strings from resonating and ringing out. And he might have something there, because if you play a guitar with one humbucker, it does have a different vibe going on with it. It's weird how it works. Yeah. Even a guitar with one P90.
LP Junior, yeah, it has a different vibe.
Yeah, nice. Paul Gardner says, was thinking about selling my HX Stomp to buy a VP4, but now thinking going back to standalone pedal. Took me out of it.
Or talk you into it.
Yeah, we're going to talk you into that. So what we'll do is we'll talk about this, and then Phil can tell us about his latest purchase. I mean, it's a completely different beast. The VP4 and the HX Stomp it's a different thing. First of all, the VP4 is not as versatile, but the effects are ridiculously good.
Right. If you don't want all the cab sim and amp sims and stuff, I would just say the VP4. I want one myself.
Yeah, quality of effects is well. Phil, tell us what you've done this week.
I thought that was bunk. I did, but so my Axe FX3 arrived yesterday. So it is now in the rack. I spent 2 hours wiring it up yesterday because we talked about this in the podcast and talked about it on this live stream. I really loved your hybrid setup, Paul. So that's what I've set up. I've got the Axe FX guitar goes in there. I've got it going out to a Morningstar ML5, which gives me 5 loops that I can MIDI control which ones are on. And then that goes out to the amp, in the effects loop, back to the fractal. So I've got like this crazy setup. I got all the MIDI figured out last night, and so I started really tinkering with some of the effect sounds in the fractal, and I was blown away by how quickly I preferred most of them to the Line 6 effect sounds. And I have been a flag bearer for the Line 6 Helix.
I remember you talking about it several times.
Yeah. And I still think they're better than the Quad Cortex, but Fractals, that's a different ballgame.
Are you using it in stereo?
So I have it set up. Actually, technically, I have it 2 different ways, depending on how I want to use it. I've got it running through the amp, mono. Like that's a mono setup. But then I also used output 2 to take the 2 XLRs out to do a stereo into my DAW. So if I want to use the amps and cabs in the Fractal, I have a way to use that as well without rewiring anything. And so I was tinkering with that as well.
Nice.
We're halfway in, so this is where I'm going to say, everybody watching, give this a thumbs up for Paul and James.
Cheers, Vinny. Yeah. And also go and check it. Yeah, thumbs up really helps. Give us a like. It really does help. And go and check out Vinny's channel, Vinny the Axe. I don't know where all the names have gone. We normally get our names here. Hold on.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we do that? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so go and check out Vinny's YouTube channel, Vinny the Axe, and Phil's podcast called 40 Watt Podcast.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, Paul, just go and buy a VP4. You'll be very happy. Neck depth, continued right boost buffer and modulation effects with nice treble bleed support. Continued what?
That was from his last question. He continued it into a second.
Oh,
question.
I see. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the modulation with the Tyler.
Yeah. I'm a snob about rotary effects. And the rotary in the Fractal, by the way, is real good. Have
you tried the harmonic tremolo?
Only very briefly because I was getting tired. And so I've got to spend some more time with that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good as well. Mr. Rubber Trinity says, I'm planning on trading my 1983 JCM 50 watt combo. What should I go for? Something high gain, home use mainly. Yeah, that's not a home use amp, that JCM 50 watt.
But I would save that. In another 20 years, it'll be worth a fortune.
It could be a home use amplifier with the right attenuator.
That's true. That is true.
That amp's got the sound you want. You just need to bring the volume down.
Yeah, what about the Katana? Not the Katana, the Waza.
Yeah, the Waza tube amp expander.
Yeah.
That'll do it. I've got the Iron Man by Tone King, and it's a great sounding attenuator.
I hate to see you get rid of that and trade it and get nothing for it, and then you'll see one 10 years from now it's cost as much as a Porsche.
Yep, I think Paul froze on us.
Oh.
He's held that pose for a hot minute there.
He did.
Yeah. So don't know what happens because he's hosting the stream. So
we're just talking to each other.
Yeah, we're just talking to each other at this point. I'm assuming everybody else is still here. So
I don't know if everybody's here. Somebody put a comment in that thing and see if it's working.
Yeah. Let's see if we're still working here. But besides that, yeah, get an attenuator. Use that amp. Yep, present. Steve Cassidy says it's still happening. So,
all right.
Yeah, we'll see if Paul can get sorted and get back in here because I don't know if he's got to reset anything. Or
I don't know. Can he get back in?
No idea.
He's running it.
Yeah, no clue. I can't click the next comment either to move on. So
too bad James is not watching this. Like James, Phil, and I are burning this thing down for you guys.
You're gone. No control.
We're like really crap house sitters.
I know you don't want me watching your house. Yep, there he goes. All right, it is the American takeover of the Studio Rat.
Hi, all. Welcome to the American Takeover Imposter series of the
I
Studio Rat.
So we can't highlight any of your questions, y'all.
No,
so,
I don't even know if he must be able to get back in. He's got the link.
He's got the link.
It's a static link, so.
Yeah, so hopefully, so when we recorded the podcast with him the other day, he was having some internet issues, which caused us to run it a little later than we wanted to. So it could be he's having internet issues again. So that's a real possibility. So let's see. I'm going to answer some questions then, even though I can't highlight them.
Yeah.
Hollywood actress talking about stacked pots. In the 90s, the Fender HSS guitar or any top brand, did they just use a straight 250K or 500K pot? I don't think there were stacked pots in the 90s, as far as I'm aware.
Now you could do a resistor trick on a 500K pot to make the pickup C250.
Hey,
there he is.
Sorry, was that? Did it continue? Was it just me that left?
Oh,
it was just you that left. We kept going.
Oh, wait till you see what you missed.
What happened?
Nothing. Everything's great. Your house is fine. Nothing's wrong. Everything's
nothing was
perfectly
burned down. All of your belongings are still there. So,
but yeah, you could do a resistor trick to make that pickup C 250 or 280, depending on what resistors you pick. And I just did that on a I had a Strandberg HSS, and I put all DiMarzios in it, did the resistor trick on it, and then sold it. But it sounded killer, and the guy who bought it was super happy.
Yeah, the trick, if you want to look it up, is a switch shunting resistor. Is the term. You can look it up. You can find a bunch of wiring descriptions. Paul, we're on the next question down from the one that is there.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
And so, yeah, you don't have to do the stacked pots. You can do just 5-way switch with the resistor so that it tricks the guitar in certain positions into thinking it's seeing 250K.
Okay. So you guys covered all that. Cool.
I think so.
Right. G-Man Music. 3 Sigma Audio has acoustic IR that work great to enhance the piezo or piezo on acoustic guitars, which is very sterile without. Nice.
That's how you do it. If you want to know something's really fun, there's a university in the US, I can't remember which one, but I can find it, that has violin IRs that you can use on your guitar. And it sounds awesome.
Didn't I see that you can get it for the Fractal? Somebody was using the violin plugins or whatever IRs on the Fractal. It sounded killer.
If you want to have that violin like sustain, you can literally have it by using the IRs in your signal path.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next, Paul. Paul says, was thinking about selling. Oh no, we've done that.
Yeah. Although that one had more information. He was thinking about going back to standalone pedals. 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other.
Get a VP4. You'll love the VP4.
Yeah.
G-Man. So it's not only tremolo pedal, but it can also carry my lunch. There we go.
Yeah, it can.
I'm gonna make an overdrive out of a Ziploc bag.
Do it. I would play it. I'll put it on the pedal board with this.
Mr. Upper Trinity says, I wired my Strat like that with an additional switch to use tele mode. Interesting variation. Nice. Chris, Evening Rats just setting up M4 Mac Studio Max. Nice. Oof. It runs CPU crunching IK amplitude 5 at 32 samples in Cubase. As a previous PC only user, I definitely have no regrets. Just a heads up for everyone. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely a Mac 8, and I had to do it. My son wants a gaming PC, so we had to spec one of them today. Yeah. Oh my god! Yeah, what a nightmare.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
The money's in the video cards.
Yeah, they finally come back down to earth.
Really?
Yeah, the new like the high series, because I have a buddy of mine who's building one right now. But I've got just the standard M4, although I maxed it out, and I've yet to make this thing work. I'm processing and rendering hour-long podcast episodes, and it's knocking it out in 2 or 3 minutes.
That's awesome.
Graham says, any thoughts on the Valton GP5 Mini effects and IR loader? Multi-effects and IR loader. In fact, it's in the news. Should we do the news?
Yeah, let's do that. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but I'm slow. I just got this thing.
Awesome. What do you think? Have you tried it?
A little bit. Actually, it came in the same trade deal with the guitar, and I just figured I could flip it if I wanted to pretty quickly. But I'm gonna try it for a little bit because it's new to me, and so it sounds pretty good. The little bit I got to play it.
Yeah. Right. Let me share the screen. Hold on. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, new Kemper's out. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I was never a huge fan of the original Kemper, but that's because I'm a sad traditionalist purist who now plays an FX3. Yeah, who now plays an FX.
I mean, I think it's about time. So, well, I think it's overtime.
Yeah, it's way past time.
Yeah. But the thing that I thought was impressive about this, and I was going, you know what, this is going to be like $2,000, $1,800, $2,000.
Yeah.
I think it's $12.99.
Oh,
So it's the same price.
Wow.
yeah, because the original Kemper is 14 years old now.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to look it up.
So yeah, so in euros it's 12.99 in the UK, but it's in euro it's 13.10, and in dollars 13.48.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's surprising, actually.
Yeah, I fully
I think
expected like $18.99.
Yeah,
That'll be a market changer for people making decisions on what they want to get.
Yeah, I think so. Right, next, Gretsch broadcaster center blocks. So a couple of new Gretches. Guys, do you mind just holding the fort for a second?
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can. We've never done that before.
Haven't you?
I'm just kidding. Yes, we can do it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting. My wife keeps trying to call me, and so I'm just going to pop off just for a bit. I'll be back in a second. Is that all right?
Yeah, do that. We got that.
I load up?
Yeah, bring up the Gretsch. We'll talk about those.
Where's the Gretsch? Where's the Gretsch? The Gretsch is there.
There we go.
Okay, great. Now I'm just going to take myself out for a second.
Go for it.
And then I'll put the Gretsch in.
Or you may not be able to. Just take yourself out. It'll be fine.
I'll take myself out. Yeah. There we go.
So, Vinny, how do you feel about Gretches?
I've never, all the guitar companies that I've owned, I've never owned a Gretsch. I just don't think it was just my style of guitar, you know?
Yeah. I've had a few. I've got that one, obviously. White Falcon. Because that to me, that's the one to own because Mike Campbell, but and also the Black Crows. Rich Robinson uses one all the time. But like all in all, like a Gretsch is a Gretsch to me. Like they all look very, very similar. So I don't know that it is all that different to me.
Yeah, and like the same thing with trying to think of the Strat, Leo Fender's second baby there, the company.
GNL?
GNL. Yeah. I could never get into a GNL because of the headstock. Just like a lot of people were saying they don't like the tile because of the headstock. And I just can't with that headstock. I don't know. I know that they want to change it because they want to keep that like you're saying, that vintage look, but I don't think a lot of people like that headstock.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Still on Gretches. Do you like? Well, we sort of migrated to like just guitars we haven't really gotten on with that never really hit our radar. I love Gretches, but really I have like a narrow focus of Gretches I like. Some people like them all. To me, it looks like a Gretsch. Yep. Yeah. Looks like a Gretsch.
Yeah. So these are the new broadcaster center blocks limited editions.
Yeah.
They're the ones that make the Duo Jet, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, I looked at a couple of those. I almost bought one once.
I had a but actually I traded it for the Falcon I have, but I had one of the anniversary Penguins that was in like the dual platinum, the blue and gray. And I played some gigs with that thing. That thing rocked. That thing sounded really, really good. Heavy as a Les Paul. Looks like a Les Paul, but definitely has a different vibe to it. I liked it a lot. Had a little more oomph than this one does.
See, I think these look. I mean, it isn't my sort of aesthetic, but they look good.
Yeah,
and they're the cheap range. They're the
Electromatic.
Yeah, and they're what are they? They're £875.
That's not bad.
That's
for a limited edition.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Next, okay, so we've got the Valiant.
Yeah.
This is I don't know if you saw Lee and Pete's Anderson's video on this. That's done really, really well. But yeah, I mean, basically, it's a do everything little mini pedal. And Vinny, guess who's bought one?
You did.
No, Lee.
Oh,
of course he did.
Oh,
of course he did. Of course he did. Lee's bought one. So
I can't keep up. I can't keep up with Lee. He's just as bad as I am, but not with guitars so much as. Well, actually, he's been buying a lot of stuff, hasn't he? But
he has been buying a lot of stuff. Yeah.
His rig. What was it? Didn't Didn't he come to a conclusion of what he was going to use for the rig?
Yeah, he bought a Fractal,
Uh-huh.
then sold the Fractal and bought the VP4. Sold the VP4 and bought a Boss GT1000.
That's right.
That's right.
And now he's got this.
Man.
Lee, I'm sure you're watching.
Lee, just get one of those old Zoom 9000s.
Yeah.
That goes on the strap. Remember those?
Wait, just get
that.
one of these. Just get an H8. It's got they can't see us right now, but that's okay.
No. I think they can see you. Can they not see you?
No, when you do this, we go away completely from the screen.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
it's
sorry.
okay. Buy an H8. It's a little more expensive. It does a lot more, but it's got a guitar lab in there. It's got a bunch of pedals and amps in there. They sound terrible. They sound truly awful.
Hey, I saw that you bought a not a Dumble, Phil.
I did.
So I don't know. So Josh Scott released a video saying that he got the pedal wrong. I don't know if it's has he actually got it wrong, or is it like a marketing ploy?
So here's what happened. Again, assuming I've got to meet Josh a couple of times. He seems like a pretty honest dude. Don't get me wrong, he is a master of the hype machine. He is a master of it. But I think he honestly just made a mistake here. So the TLDR of the video is John Mayer had these two different Dumble pedals. One had an effects loop in it and could do a couple of extra things, and one was just like a preamp box, right? And John loaned both of them to Josh to reverse engineer. And Josh did. And then his head of product development at the time took them, made schematics, did breadboards of them, and they were going to turn one of them into the not a Dumble, specifically the clean channel, because John wanted them to be able to put them on his pedal board, but he didn't want to put the Dumble pedals on his pedal board. And so they sent them to John, and then Josh forgot that the second one existed. He forgot that he did both of them. And so he completely forgot. He thought he only did one. It was that just completely gone from his brain. It was like height of COVID happening. And his head of product development passed away in the middle of all this. Oh, no. And so still had a bunch of stuff in his garage. And that's where they eventually found the two different schematics. Josh thinking they only had one. And so when they built this, they thought they were building it with one of the Dumble pedals as the clean channel. They actually built it with the other one. They sound the same. They literally sound the same. He played the two units because John reloaned them to him to do the video, and they sound the same. Just one has an effects loop and some other stuff, and one doesn't. And it's funny because even Josh showed, he said, you want to see what's even worse? On the prototype, he named it the second one. He named it the proper one. And he said, I just didn't bother to read it. So it's what I think is an honest mistake that definitely, if you're not a Josh fan, I see how it could reek as marketing ploy. So it all depends on your opinion of Josh. Do you think it's marketing, or do you think it was just an honest mistake? He was selling the shit out of them without having to market more. That's all I'm saying.
But now he stopped making original ones. So the original ones are going to go up in value. The one that you've got,
they're already selling for like $500 on Reverb. Selling, crazy, not just listing, selling.
Jesus, it's like us guitar players are mental, aren't we?
Idiots. Yeah. The whole lot of us, just idiots.
Did you guys see that? Was there anything else on the news list, Paul?
No.
Did you see that Kiesel released a new guitar today?
No.
Yep. It's called the Kyber, Kyber model.
Okay.
Like Star Wars Kyber crystal?
Well, he's very Star Wars guy, so I'm assuming that's exactly where he got it from. Because he's got the Leia, the Vader, and all that stuff. But the Kyber is like a very modern looking guitar. I think like the Kaizen meets like an RG550 mixed together.
Let me introduce. Let me put it on the live stream.
It's supposed to be very thin bodied guitar as well. I'm thinking like Ibanez S series thin.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I hate what y'all have done to me because I don't hate this.
Oh,
I'm supposed to hate this.
It's got
I'm
a
not
new
sure.
headstock
Oh,
design
I hate
as
that.
well.
Okay, no, I
that's
don't like that headstock.
Oh, that is.
And I
that
have
is
a
horrible.
feeling, I don't know, but I have a feeling that they did this new headstock to reduce the weight so it doesn't have neck dive because the body is so thin. Because they said it's a lighter headstock, and I'm assuming if they did some testing, that thing was going to nosedive like a bastard. So I'm assuming that's why they came up with the new headstock. It was probably out of necessity.
What's the brand that makes a headstock that looks a bit like that as well?
Skirvison. Skirvison makes one.
It's
Ormsby makes something that looks like that.
You're making those words up.
Comfortability makes it. Parker Fly used to have like a very thin headstock like that.
Yeah, Ormsby is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I hate.
Yeah, but if you look at Skirvison, they were making something thin like that as well.
Until I got the close up of the headstock, I kind of liked it.
Well, I think the headstock does go with the body. I don't think any of the other headstocks that they have would go with that body shape.
To be honest, with that body shape, I'm just happy it has a headstock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good in that burl top looks cool. You know, I would be worried about neck dive, but I think that maybe they solved it because of that headstock design. They took a lot of weight out there.
Right. It looks evil, doesn't it? That's
that's a wild thing.
For metal guys, I think this would be something refreshing because everything else looks the same.
Oh, that green is the loudest thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's Lamborghini green or something. No, that's Kiesel Racing green is what he calls it because they have a race car that they race.
Have they?
Yeah, he's got a racing team. Or not a team, but he races, so I assume he's got a bunch of cars.
Okay.
No, that's Chernobyl lime is what that is.
But the neck, if you look at the neck joint, watch the video of him talking about it. It almost plays like he's saying very close to a neck through because of how that just goes right into the neck as far as the how thin that is if you look at it.
Do you know how much they are?
$18.99. It's at the top of the page.
Not really that bad for a custom built guitar.
$15.99.
Yeah, I built one out earlier just kind of messing around, something that I would build out of it, and it was about $19.50 by the time I got done, which is really not that bad in today's world. Let's put it that way.
I can't. I'm too much of a traditionalist for that. For me, same. Yeah.
So you mean you don't want that BC Rich Warlock that I did the video on?
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. Thanks, mate. I'm all right. Right.
All right.
Need to get through these. Chris, speaking of Alton, Sonic Cake, Hotone, what do you guys think of NAMM captures? Yeah. I think NAMM captures are a thing. Look, if you're the sort of person, I think NAMM captures are for people that build PCs. If you know what I mean. It's like it's for the people that want to do it themselves, as opposed to have a Kemper or a Cortex or something like that. Most of us haven't got the time to do that sort of stuff.
No, but I say it all the time that all of these capture devices, 10% of the folks who buy them are going to actually capture their own devices. The majority of them will just buy packs that other people put out there. Yeah.
And they probably should. And they probably should, because it's, miking up an amp and stuff is a bit of a skill.
Yeah.
Brian, what price will the Kemper V1 drop to, and would Tonix pedal be a better buy than the Kemper V1? I mean, you could do a lot with the Kemper V1.
Mm-hmm. It still does an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, the Tonix, you can't capture on the Tonix. You have to capture on a computer and then transfer it to Tonix. So from that perspective, I think the Kemper's a better buy.
Yeah, the whole one thing.
What I find funny about tech is that something could be so awesome 3 years ago and sound so good, and everybody loved it, and then the new thing comes out and everybody's like, that doesn't have this.
Oh yeah,
it's just, I used to deal with this with cameras. You'd have like a 25 megapixel camera, and then they come out with something new, and then it'd be like, the hell with that sensor. Meanwhile, guys are shooting award-winning photography with it. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? It was fine. It was fine over there. It's still fine.
folks in the Helix groups that are like, oh, when is, I don't want to buy a Helix because I'm scared the 2.0 is going to drop or whatever. I said, the new one dropping doesn't make your old one sound bad all of a sudden.
It's just how we're wired marketing.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
So I'm just gonna do this actually, because I'm so sorry, Travis. I missed your super chat. So thank you very much, Travis, first of all. And he says, have you guys seen the Nacho Burst? Done up standard Les Pauls for 12K. Have you seen them?
I have.
I have not.
Yeah, it's so Nacho, of course, Nacho Guitars, known for their Telecasters. Thank you, Julian Lodge. They make Les Pauls, and they look hella nice, but they are outrageously expensive.
It's a lot of money.
Just I found them. Okay. Oh, hold on a sec. Let's put it to the. I'm going to share. I'll share to the audience.
Now, it's worth noting, these are actual Gibson Les Pauls that they are refinishing.
Oh,
these aren't them building Les Pauls. Like,
okay. Just like kind of what Nash does with the Les Pauls. Okay.
Yeah, pick one Paul and click on it. And look at the headstock.
Well, let's go for an 8.1 pounds.
They're all sold. Did you see that?
Look at the headstock.
Damn.
They're actually taking Les Pauls and doing this.
Are they allowed to do that?
I don't know if they're allowed to, but they're doing it.
Probably because they're not altering it. They're just aging it. They're not making it.
Yeah,
they get away because they're not making it.
It's like are y'all
familiar?
I'm
sure they'll get a cease and desist letter of some sorts though.
There's a Daxon company that does relics. I've had one of their Les Pauls before.
Yeah, that you said Baxter, right? Baxter and something, isn't it? Like somebody in Baxter or
no? The one I know is Dax. DAX.
Dax. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Yeah. I saw a Oxblood SG, I think, done by them,
right?
And it looked killer. It looked really good.
Yeah, if I had loved that guitar's neck, I'd still have it. I didn't love the neck on it. It's just a little.
The thing is, what they're doing there. If you look at the serial numbers, they've changed the serial numbers.
They changed serial numbers.
Gibson are going to have a.
Yeah, they're going to flip out about that. I think.
They're
going to go nuts with that.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. They look rad. They don't look 12, 13, 14 grand rad.
Yeah, there's probably a civil attorney drone strike on them as we speak.
Yeah, probably a good time to buy one though. You know, with us mental guitar players buying limited edition stuff.
$12,000 a lot of money,
man.
But it's I'm guessing it's just a standard Les Paul. They're not buying.
I think in order to get the headstock with no stamped serial number, not like because they're in the wood in a standard, but they're inked on a reissue. So they're taking custom shot reissues and doing this to them.
Okay.
Because that's the only way to get the blank wood headstock to take off the serial number and put your own on there.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a decision.
Yeah, it is. Steve, hello, mate. So where's the stream link? I just happen to have my gear set up and I'm looking particularly handsome. Let me see. I don't know if there's a way I can post. There, mate. It's posted. It's posted at the bottom if you want to come on and do your worst.
I just want you to tell me a bedtime story, Steve. Come on.
He's good at bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Well, that's cheap for a Goto 510, and high-end brands are using them. Shows all the money is in the labor craftsmanship. Yep. Yeah, I had someone comment on my Friedman video saying it's a bolt-on neck guitar. The maximum that should sell for is $800.
Get out of here! Absolutely, get the hell out of here.
Okay, let me just say this. When I did my Warmoth build, and I wanted to paint that guitar with nitrocellulose lacquer. I'm not a business, so I had to buy it retail to paint. All the paint and the sandpaper and all the materials that it cost, the paint was the most money. It cost me over $300 and something just for the paint and the clear of nitro to do the guitar and the neck.
Wow.
that nitrocellulose paint is expensive as hell. Metallic paints are expensive. A lot of the money is in the paint. And so, yeah, it all sounds good, $800. But even if you went and bought, let's say, a warm-up body and neck, I've priced it every which way you can imagine to do cheap. You're looking at $1,500 by the time you get all said and done. And then the guitar is worth $500 in the used market.
And then there's still the craftsmanship angle of it, because people think that a CNC means that hands never have to touch a guitar.
No.
That guitar is a lot more than $800, and that is a bolt-on neck guitar. And if you can find me an $800 guitar that's as good as that guitar, I will sell it tomorrow.
I mean, it took me a month of painting. I think a month of painting and sanding and everything just to complete that body. So if you look at what you make an hour at your job or whatever, you could understand some of the prices. Now, $12,000, I don't know about that, but I could see, you know, $3,000, $4,000 when you see what it all entails.
Yep.
And I don't know, man.
Especially some of these guys who are doing something that's maybe a little unique. They're 1-2-man shops, and they're building super cool stuff. They can only build so fast. So you're going to pay for the time it takes them to build. And
forgive me if I'm wrong, Paul, but I've owned several Friedmans, and I'm not endorsed by them or anything, but I've never got a Friedman and went, oh, I need to change the pickups. I need to change this tone pot. I need to do this. It's literally turnkey, and you're not left wanting.
Yeah.
And I can't say that about Fender Custom Shop. I've had Fender Custom Shops that I've had to take shit out of. So, and you're talking what, 5,000, 6,000. Right?
Yeah. I completely agree. It's a stupid comment, and it would have been stupid comment of the week if I'd known how to do stupid comment of the week. That's James's job. But it's just like, you know, $800. How long does a guitar take to build? Even if it takes 2 days, which it wouldn't.
Nope.
You know,
the finish alone is going to take you a week.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous comment.
Like I was literally so mental about it because by the directions of the nitro, and I don't, forgive me if I'm wrong, if anyone wants to correct me, I don't remember exactly, but it was you could do up to 2 coats at one time per so many hours of the day.
Yep.
And I had a clock set where when it went off, I got up if it was 3:30 in the morning, I got up and went into my makeshift spray booth in the garage, looked like a meth lab. And I sprayed the next series of coat because I wanted to get the damn thing done. It took me forever.
Yep.
Jeez. Right. We're joined by greatness. There he is.
All right.
Right, mate.
Steve.
You are right. You are looking particularly handsome.
So you gotta make us look good. When it went down and Paul jumped off, we did a really good job of maintaining the decorum and everything, right? It was like what?
I didn't even know he was gone.
Were they doing windmills? Were they just doing windmills? And I was.
They were doing windmills.
We call them helicopters over here.
That's right. No, it was just like
no, back.
Business as usual. Studio rats. You know.
Yeah. We just kept going.
It was like a 2025 Boston Tea Party. We were throwing you guys shit overboard. It was crazy.
It's good. I'm gonna have to watch it back.
Everybody was on best behavior. You're fine.
Good. You all right, mate? How's it going?
I'm good. I was all set up because I was just filming some stuff for my new Patreon.
You got it. Do you know, I still haven't done Patreon. I need to do Patreon. I still haven't done that.
Yeah, you need to join mine. Give me your money. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, there you go. I probably do, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. I've been at it a couple of months, but yeah. I need to get better at uploading stuff. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm bad at it too, other than the bonus episodes every week. That's the only thing really. I keep saying I'm going to throw some backing tracks that I've got over there, but I keep forgetting to do it.
Yeah, tough times. How's everybody else doing? You all good?
Yeah.
All good, mate. Yeah. What's you bought any new gear?
Yep.
You must have something new. What you got?
That's a hammer. That is a fret hammer.
Well, it's a wee jeweler's hammer, yeah, but I've been tapping some frets.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, we fret tapping, tapperoo. Loads of fun.
What refretting or just
No, just
tapping frets, just banging.
Yeah.
Are you've just been buying? See, you've just been buying the cheap guitars with the frets hanging out of it, and then you're having to buy that to tap them all back in.
That's it. Yeah.
That's how it's done.
That's it. Well, no, you know, you get a wee high fret, a wee high spot.
I've got
Sorry.
I bought the it's
love it.
around here somewhere. The set of the Music Nomad tools, and I had to use what they call their U file. It's one of their fret leveling files where you like have one you need to level. I was terrified. That tool could not have made it easier.
Really?
Could not have made it easier. Because the way it is, it's a I wish I could find it. It's here somewhere, but obviously
is it the blue one? Is it the blue one with the two two
so.
blades
Here
on
we
the
go.
other side?
Here's my kit.
Yeah.
So it looks like this. I'll get the medium-sized one. So we're gonna do my best at covering my face so that y'all can see. So it looks like this. It's a U. So what you do, you slide it under the string, so you don't even have to take the strings off to level your frets. Slide it under the string, and then it's got these two non-abrasive sides. They rest on the frets next to your high fret, and it files it down until it's level with the two frets next to it.
Smart.
And then all you've got to do is recrown it.
That's
Nice.
genius.
It's so simple and easy to use. I took all the fear out of it.
That's brilliant.
That's what you want.
Yep.
But do you have to do the whole? Is that like if you've got a high point on a fret, or do you have to do the whole fret?
When I had to use it, I had just one side was a little high, so I did what Steve's talking about. I did the tapping, thinking, oh, it's just not seated properly. No, it was seated properly. It was just unevenly finished. It was on a cheaper import guitar. Not really surprised that there was a fret issue. Got it leveled. I used the Z file that for recrowning.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I wonder if the fret wire when they get it is and I know this is true, but sometimes it's not consistent all the way through the entire run of the fret wire, and that's why you're going to get, I guess, a high spot or low spot.
Yeah.
Or it could be that even the slots are not cut right in the board itself and it's not seated. But if you try to tap it, that didn't solve the problem. But it could be that the cut is not even level.
I can't recommend this set better for
they
music.
make some cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's like 300 quid. That's like 300 quid, that set.
I can't remember. So my in-laws like to get me Sweetwater gift cards for Christmas. And so that's what I spent it on.
That's good.
So let me see. And that is, it's $319. Holy crap. I didn't remember because my birthday and Christmas are really next to each other. So they got me gift cards for both. And so
nice.
That's like when you go to buy nut files. Nut files, if you buy really good ones, they're so expensive, but they're worth buying the expensive ones because they cut right.
Yeah. I've also got the Music Nomad nut files, and those are really, really good because they're actually gauged instead of like one file that's like you flip it around to get different gauges. You get one file that does just this gauge string.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's if you work on your own stuff, and you should learn to work on your own stuff at least a little bit. It's worth getting the right tools for the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, hanging around, Steve-O. Hang around, mate.
All right. I just got here.
Yeah, good. It'd be good to have you on, mate. Zach said, question, JVM 2005C continue. Reactive load versus isolation box. If you can get an isolation box that hasn't got any standing wave weird frequencies going on,
I'll be right back.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You know what you don't have to worry about with reactive loads? Standing waves in a box.
Yeah, it's a thing, and even the Grossman, it's great and works up to a certain level, but you turn that amp up to a certain level, you start to get the standing waves. You can have it at a low level and it works great. But so I'd always go for reactive load.
Yeah, same. Yeah, well, in an ideal world, I'd just go with miking, but I know not everyone gets to do that.
Yeah, if you can crank up. Oh, 6-bed Steve here probably can stick it at some part of his mansion, can't you, mate? Just crank something up.
And the mic room.
In the mic room.
Mendel rocks. Anyone else had the joy of playing a 3 Monkeys amp? Oh, I haven't tried a 3 Monkeys yet. Scored a Grease Monkey and it barks and sparks. Nice.
Well, you should have a tech look at that.
Yeah, maybe
it shouldn't spark.
or bark.
Next, Red Bear equivalent in the UK is Hawk Picks. It was easier to deal with in his experience. They use the same materials. Nice. Check them out.
Speaking of picks, quickly, Paul.
Go on, mate.
Remember when we were at Birmingham Guitar Show, checking out the Valiant booth?
Yeah.
And
Joe's Guitar Shop,
Hey.
wherever you're going to go to.
say again?
Is it Joe's Guitar Shop picks?
Is it? Joe's? No. Dan's Guitar Store. Close.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, I took them and thought, meh, not really my kind of thing, but actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I like a softer pick usually, but I think it's the softest one out of the bunch, and it's actually pretty good. Good for
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He makes some good stuff.
My buddy John over at Voltic Electronics Pedals, had him on the podcast, but he had these at his booth at Fretboard Summit.
Oh, look at them.
These are like booth picks I've ever picked up in my life. I stole like
a bit of booth pick.
3 or 4 of them.
I love a bit of booth pick. Gym class. Sorry. Washi said prime tones are great. Prime tone.
It's my new favorite.
Gym class. Just recently fell in love with Ultex 088 triangle shape pick. Nice.
0.88. What are you
That's
doing?
what I-
Shimming
no,
a
that's what I
shimming neck?
use-
What is
That's
what
what
is wrong with y'all?
That's what I use on the flows, and they're hard. They're stiff.
They don't.
It's
It
this
doesn't
thing.
start becoming a pick until it's 2 mil at least.
0.71. That's me.
Jesus, no, that's too floppy. But the flows are hard at 88. They're stiff.
Okay.
They don't move. They don't move.
Yeah, because it does depend what it's made of, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll use
know-
Dell ones.
I know at NAMM I lent you one of these, Paul. I know it was kind of tiny, but the Tusk picks.
That must be somewhere in my bag still because I haven't got that.
Yeah, this thing sounds because we traded. You gave me one of your
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
yeah. It's a little. This is a little bit smaller than a
Damn, what the
a
hell is
Jazz
that thing?
3. Oh my God, what is that?
Right.
5mm?
5.6, baby.
Yeah, okay, I was close.
Jeez.
But these have a really nice chime to them. They do wear out, but they sound really good, and they come in different. They come in different tones. One's like warmer, one's like more treble or whatever.
Ah.
But it's legit because I had both the brighter and the medium. Oh, this one says warm. That's what it is. Warm and then bright, and it does. One is warmer and the other one is brighter in the different colors. But
Nice.
these are cool, and they're not that. These don't break the bank so much.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, we got a load to go through, so
Let's
we're
go.
gonna have to get them through. Chris, I asked when it came out, but what do we think about the Not a Dumble now that it's discontinued?
We talked
Well,
about
yeah, what
that.
do you think, Phil?
I like it a lot.
What do
I
you think?
think it does sound great on the clean channel of it. The drive channel, it's a Zen drive, y'all. We've all heard of Zen drive. We know what they sound like.
So I've got the bigger bloom I need to do the video on, but, which is same sort of thing, but one channel. Mike the Bike, cheers from Grease Guys. Any opinion on collector's choice guitars? A friend sells a Dutch Burst CC 1860s Les Paul for €7,500, which I think is a good price. Yeah,
They're real good. The Dutch Bursts look really good. You got to
Good.
decide if you want to drop $7,500 on a guitar.
Sigurdsson bought an FM3 yesterday. Damn, it's going to be great. Oh yes, you'll love
it
that.
is.
It's a great FM3s are great. Nelson P. Phil is making me feel much better about the number of guitars I own. Quite a lineup. Yo, he's
It's a problem.
the man needs locking away.
I do. Or at least lock my wallet away.
Travis says, Mike, the bike, that's an amazing price for a CC. What's the CC?
Collector's choice.
Collector's
the Les
choice.
Paul.
Right, I see. Paul Gardner should have added, I'm not using the amp modeling in the HX stock. Not a fan, but I have a Tone King Imperial on pre-order.
VP4.
Yeah, VP4.
VP4. Zach, MIDI Studio Rats. I'm in heaven. MIDI. What are we talking about?
When we were talking about the MIDI setup earlier.
Okay. Graham, I'll hear a lot of difference between the drive of a Katana Artist Gen 3 will I hear a lot of difference if I put the drive of a Katana Artist Gen 3 if I put a Victory Kraken pedal in the loop? Yeah.
I think you've got to hear a difference. I don't know how much of one.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth trying. See if you like it. Yeah. Oh, he is. No, Cassidy's next, so I'll go into that one. Working no.
Yeah, this is when you froze. So these are all
I see.
people
Yeah,
making
yeah,
sure we were
okay.
still live because we weren't sure.
Okay, go through. Basil said, "I'll never be without an IR low box."
Agreed.
Good. Yeah. Graham Osborne still eyeing up that Laney amp in the background. Who's got a Laney amp?
That's
yeah,
me.
Vinny. Vinny has. Thinking of
That's
that
good.
plus the Boss DD500 PXO drive. PXO drive is nice, and a Strymon Verb. Better than the Katana Artist Gen 3. I haven't tried one. The artist, the Katana Artist is really versatile, but Vinny, that's a valve amp that Vinny's got, so different thing.
Yeah, I will say that the amp itself has got a great clean channel and a great dirty channel, and it's got a bright switch. It's really good. So if you're looking for that just valve amp and you're running that Boss DD500, I think you'll be happy with it in the loop. It sounds good.
Yeah. Patrick, gentlemen, hi from Dutch MN.
Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh, Duluth. Sorry, I
good.
haven't got my glasses on. I'm really struggling to see him.
He's
Hi
in the
from
Great White North.
Duluth, Minnesota. I bought a Sir Reactive Load IR. Is it possible to use my HX Stomp into interface without using actual amp, as the load has its own power amp? I bought a Sir Reactive Load IR. Is it possible to use my HX Stomp into the interface? Why would you?
Your HX Stomp doesn't need a load. It's just a digital. It can be an interface.
Yeah, and it's also loads IR, so you don't need the reactive load.
Mm-mm.
So yeah,
unless there's parts of your rig you're not telling us about.
Yeah, without using an actual amp. Yeah, as the load has its own power amp. The load, what load has its own power amp? I'm really
Does the
confused.
reactive load have a power amp? The Sir?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. I think there's parts we're not hearing.
Yeah. Nick Torres, interesting video by Anderson today. QC through Laney FRFR Kraken effects loop and straight to front of house. To my ears, the Kraken destroyed the other options. Kraken's a Kraken amp.
Yeah, it is.
Vice Trucci. Yeah, you want one? I didn't think you were that high gain.
Every now and again, I want to,
I used to run a Victory Sheriff head and 212 cab, and the Victory Duchess with a 212 cab in wet dry. That was a cool rig too.
Girl.
Nice,
Let's go.
Nice. What are you rocking at the moment, Steve? Amp wise, what are you doing? Are you still plugging?
Yeah, look at him.
Look at him.
That man says I'm never gonna have back problems.
Oh yeah, that's it. Nice and easy. Keep it simple.
Basil Tiffany, anyone else pronounce piano like piano? Just me.
Only when I'm being funny.
Rummy, please recommend a 1x12 cab and speaker for a Silver Jubilee studio amp head. I play classic rock such as Aerosmith. Well, I think if you want that, you got to get the Studio Jubilee 1x12.
Yeah, I had the 212. It was a bit boomy and it had the V30s in it. But the 112 would probably be good. Just make sure you get close back, my opinion.
And speaker.
Yeah.
I would go with a creamback, or I would go with a 212 greenback setup for that. Would be cool. Check into Mojo Tone cabs. Make something up for you.
There you go. Depending which version of the Silver Jubilee sound you like, if you're into Slash's sounds, I think he used V30s.
Yeah, he did.
If you're into my preferred Silver Jubilee sounds, you get the 25-watt greenback. Yeah, make that speaker work.
Yeah. Nick Det says Guthrie Govan was using violin sound with the Fractal FM9.
Maybe that's where I heard it.
Yeah. Curtis, deleting the tone control on the guitar has the same effect as hearing a person who's got an overhead cold.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I see. I've done that with an Esquire with the when it bypasses the. It's a slight difference.
Yeah, there's a little bit more high end content.
Yeah.
Definitely, because that's the nature of it. But I don't know that it's that dramatic.
Yeah. JP, it's curious. A Strat can be 70 years old and the best Les Pauls are 59s. but yet we shudder that a Kemper is 14 years old and a Helix. Yeah, well, it's digital. It's different, isn't it? It's technology moves on really, really quickly.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's digital. It is going to always sound the same. That guitar is wood, and it is going to rot away.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I still think, you know, I plugged a pod 2.0 in, and I plugged into it. I went, it sounds great.
It's usable.
Yeah. Some sort of square sausage munching. Buddy, hey, it's the boy. Hey, buddy, how you doing, mate?
What's up, buddy?
Hope you're well, mate. Michael, yeah, Michael. Gary, I wanted a Gretsch White Falcon Orville Peck signature because that thing is so beautiful, but a bit out of my price range.
Yeah.
By Tracciatrucci, Nick Dick Cat Pie, yeah, he said it was an IR of a violin, right? I know I've heard Fractals emulate cello sounds before, but that was wild.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Guthrie that I saw doing it, which made me find some violin IRs.
Nice. I mean, yeah,
I think a lot of it was technique over tone. How he was getting it.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of volume swells and slides, and he's just an absolute master.
There's definitely something to it. But obviously it is as much the technician as the tool.
Yeah. Pimp Green. I'm guessing we're talking about the
Kiesel, probably.
Yeah, the Kiesel.
Pimp Green, that's good. Nick, digging your Tyler videos recently. Good stuff. Nice one. Hold on, they're chatting amongst themselves. There we go. Mr. Shahaba.
Yeah, I like it.
Return my not numbered pedal, my not a Dumble pedal after Josh's apology video, but honestly, things sounded like shit in the first place. Oh,
I think it sounds great. I think it sounds really good. The drive channel is a little dull. It's just a Zen drive. I mean,
is there not a Dumble? You've got to build it yourself, yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I thought it was going to be like you solder everything and do all this stuff, and then when I saw a video of it, I think Trucci did one on his video, but it's just like it's like Legos, and you just plug all the stuff together.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all it is. You even have to put the sticker on the back yourself. I think I did pretty good getting it centered.
Yeah. No, you know what you should have did, Phil? You should have put the sticker up at the top, like a lot of the manufacturers. When I put the Velcro on, it goes over that and then rips the serial number off. Why can I not put it in the center? I don't understand. Am I missing something here? Like if you got a pedal train pedal board, it's got two rails. So the Velcro goes on the top and the bottom of the pedal because the middle doesn't matter. So why are they putting the sticker up on the top? Sorry, I'm off my soapbox. It pisses me off.
No, you're right, mate. You're right.
So annoying.
You're right. And Shahar also says, but the whole concept of the kit was pretty neat. The wrenches were built into the PCB. Yeah, I thought that was really clever. Cool. Yeah,
they are. They look like this.
That's now we're talking. I can manage that.
Here, I'm not gonna say what this is. I don't want to piss off any brand companies, but you see what I mean with the label.
Come on, piss him off. Who was that? Come on. Name is shame.
Oh, Keeley. Yeah.
Robert.
Just move it. Put it here. Right there.
It's true. It's true. It's not hard, is it? Dermot, after watching YouTube video on the FM3, I ordered the Acoustasonic FX3 Mark II Turbo. It should arrive Friday. I have the Acoustasonic FX1 and I can't see. I'll find.
Yeah, there's no end of it that I can see.
Okay. Nick, can someone tell me what's that, Steve?
Just enough, plenty of information in that.
Yeah, there's plenty there.
Finish that.
Yeah, Nick, can someone tell me why you get a price knockoff when you bump and scratch your guitars and pay extra when you buy a Relic?
Because it's professionally done.
Also, I'm just gonna be honest. There's a big difference between a guitar like this. This Strat has a ding. I don't even know if I can get the camera to see it.
Yeah, no.
Right there. There's a big difference in that when this guitar is meant to look like this, and that Novo where it's meant to look beat up and I don't worry about it when it looks like that.
Yeah, it's
all
funny.
about what you thought you were buying.
Yeah. I had one of my guitars once, it's Relic the hell out, from the factory, and I tapped it into the desk, like literally just tapped it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at the headstock. I'm like, what did I do? Well, I couldn't tell what the hell I did because there's marks all over the damn thing. And I'm like, and I'm worrying about it. That's That's
the
nuts.
Novo, because I have finish over finish. I have the gold over a sunburst finish on it.
That's nice.
And somebody was like, "Oh, did they finish the whole guitar and then refinish it, or is it just over the part where it's weathered?" I said, "Oh no, it's under the whole thing," and scratched away some gold so they could see the sunburst underneath it. Because I don't care.
Yeah,
Like-
I've got Shabbat coming. It's actually arriving on Friday. That's sunburst, and he took some photos for me. So yeah, completely in sunburst. Then like a metallic green over the top.
Yeah.
And he's even taken some of it off. So now it's gone down to the bare wood. So he's taken it past the sunbursty thing. So I was like, oh, I still want to see the sunburst. But yeah, you're right. It's like the whole thing is covered.
There's a Friedman NoHo on Reverb that's got a flame top on it, and it's got blue paint painted over the top of it, and you could see the flames coming out of it, the flame top peeking through. It's crazy. That's their 24 3/4 super strat instead of a 25 and a half scale.
Yeah, nice.
Did you see last year at Guitar Summit when Harley Benton sort of announced kind of that they might be bringing out those relics, the nitros?
Yeah.
They were like that, weren't they, with a sort of sunburst underneath?
Yeah, they look good. They look fairly good.
They've not came out yet, but they'll be interesting.
Yeah.
If they do.
Yeah, I wonder why they haven't done them yet.
I think
they were too busy buying Hughes and Kettner.
But I think they're just sometimes slow with these things. It's just we might bring these out, and then it obviously takes a while to put things into production and whatnot.
Oh, it's also probably a lot to do with painting with that stuff. If they're not used to using that stuff, they got to do trial and error with that because I don't know if I have this correct. I'm trying to remember the terminology, but nitrocellulose never
cures.
Yeah, never cures. It only dries. Unlike poly. That's why they came out with poly. Poly was the next thing because it's hardier. It takes abuse a hell of a lot better, but it also is really thick, and I think it turns your guitar into a cinder block. But that's just me.
Yeah.
You can also repair nitro much more easily if you really want to.
Yeah. If anybody's ever, I'm sure everybody in here has seen a chip out of a poly guitar. It's like there's no help there.
No.
Yeah. Shahar, he said, I'd love to see you guys butcher the stupid comment jingle. It's a 3-part harmony with 4 now.
Ain't happening.
Blue Note, evening all. Oh, sorry, I'm late. My last student turned up late tonight. By such a troop, and they're talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
All good. Only fans. Neck debt, 12 to 15,000 pound guitars should come with a free divorce clause. Yeah.
They're only bought by divorce lawyers. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Dermot says, haven't watched your video on the FM3. I ordered the X. Oh, yeah. It should have
this is the end of it.
Okay. I have the Axe FX2, but I'm looking forward to trying it with fractal patches. Cheers, guys. Oh, nice one. Cheers, Dermot. Nick Debt. It's kidding. Glom makes sense. They're talking amongst themselves. Clemson Johnson. Good name. Just received my first Fender custom shop. Paid 3,500 new, and it blows my mind. It's priceless to me. It has an 11 to 56 neck. What's an 11 to 56 neck?
It's a wider neck.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And
wider nut width.
And hand 151 pickups. Relic blue flower thin line. Nice.
Yeah.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, it's nice. That sounds nice. That's a good price for that.
Yeah.
Michael, what's up with the crowns, fellas? Crowns?
That's the new thing in the live chat. I seen it on a stream the other day. So I think it's based on how much people are contributing to the chat.
Yeah, so when you're chatting, it does a first, second, and third place crown, and as you chat more, you take the crown, and so it encourages more interaction.
Apparently, super chats also help. Apparently, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't see them on this on this StreamYard software, so we can't see them. That's a shame. Lol. Shahar Bar says computer uses network topology. But let's see if we can catch this one. Awesome. Wes, might as well just play with a quarter. God, are we that far back on the?
Not really.
Evan Mindy and Paul, will there be a tone oven review video coming soon? What's the tone oven?
The tone oven is why I haven't. Oh,
hold
it's
on.
Go. It's your pedal.
It's a pedal. Of course it is. My brain is just. No, there won't be a review. There will not be a review because it's it was sent and I talked about it and played with it in the setup video of my amplifier plugged into the Axe FX and how the new setup works and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I won't be doing an actual full review. There we go. Michael Hennessy, I really don't care what pick I use. I haven't bought a pick in years. All of them are stolen. But thin for funky, heavy for articulation, and medium for everything else. Cheers, fellas. Nice one.
Thin for funky.
My the bike, your opinion between the 59 and the 60s Les Paul.
'59 neck profile.
Are we talking real ones or?
Yeah. I mean,
or what?
Well, let's go. Yeah, let's go reissues. I mean, yeah, 59.
I take the 59 all day, every day,
59
twice on Sunday.
The neck profile.
I think everyone would. Yeah, it's well, the 60s is well, traditionally tend to be a plainer top as well.
And they're just thinner. The neck is just thinner, and it's just too thin for me.
Yeah. Patrick, thanks, boys. I'll explain it in your next stream.
Okay.
Wes. Oh, yeah. Cheers, Patrick. Yeah, please do. Yeah. Wes, wood doesn't just rot away. There are violins that are 400-year old. Show me any digital device that still fully works after 20 years.
I was being hyperbolic, but there are an awful lot of digital devices that still work 20 years later.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of them in use still to this day. I still remember maybe 10, 15 years ago, the space there was a space shuttle launch that got delayed because of weather, and then it got delayed because of some other things, and eventually around Thanksgiving they had to nix the entire launch because it was too close to New Year's. And the reason they had to nix it at before New Year's is because the computers in the space shuttle are based on such old technology they couldn't roll over to a new year accurately. So the launch had to launch and land and come back in the same calendar year, or the computers flipped out.
So that sounds like the Millennium Bug sort of thing, does it?
Yeah, it does. And that's after the Millennium Bug, which is weird. I'm sure they've updated since then. But to give you an idea, digital tech can last a long, long time.
My Tamagotchi is still going strong.
Are you still feeding it? You still making sure to take it out for a walk?
There we go. Vice Sachatrucci. Yes, Vinny, biggest pet peeve of mine too. Put the label in the middle. Yes.
We're going to start a help group.
Yeah. Wes, even worse are the rubber backs on Boss pedals.
Yeah. Now I replaced mine with plastic ones.
Mm-hmm. Ibanez too.
God. Michael, Robert Keeley's such a sweetheart. They won't even care if the serial number is gone. You're right though, Vinny. Vinny, I'm joking. Keith, he says, evening rats, catching the tail end as I was washing my hair. That'd be nice. I'd like to. I'd still like to do that.
I don't know what that's like. Yeah.
So you see, guys, most people have this stuff that grows on top of their head. Yeah.
It's been such a
and
long
then
time
then you have to buy this really expensive gel that they sell at the grocery store to wash it and clean it.
Yeah, but see, when you have no hair, you have this. When you wear headphones, you got this intake like on a Ferrari the side of a Ferrari. Its air goes through here. It's awesome,
and it cools your back hair. The hair that's growing up your back.
Yeah, but how much do y'all spend a year on sunscreen for your scalp?
That's true. This is true. Shahar, the attenuator on the Tone King Synergy module is dumb. Convince me that I'm wrong. It's OW.
Oh yeah. It's a 0-watt amp.
Oh, 0-watt amp makes no sense. Marketing team, trumpeted the engineering team. I think it's like a double. Almost like a double master volume. But maybe it's doing something inside that 0-watt amp though. Maybe it is doing something. I don't know. I don't always use a pick, but when I do, it's from the Highland Plectrum company. There we go. Good shout, Shahar. Steve's shirt looks like all your collective shirts combined. It's true. It's true.
Hard time to combine them.
It does. It I mean, he dresses like this normally. You know that. He's like Henning.
Oh my. Oh,
Stephen
Henning.
Henning.
Oh, Henning.
Yes.
Henning had a shirt on with it. I think it was like donuts and bananas or something on his sweatshirt.
He's Henning's unique.
And that's just what he wears on a daily basis. That's not a gimmick. That's just who he is.
Fashion guru.
It's definitely something. Dermot, studio monitors for an FRFR or for the FX Mark II? Mark II? I don't. Oh, Mark II. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Mark II Turbo for home use. Anything that's, it depends on your budget. It's studio monitors can be 80 quid and studio monitors can be 16, 20 grand.
Yeah.
So
I've got some not expensive studio monitors and it sounds pretty good on them. So
yeah,
I still need to upgrade my studio monitors though.
Keith, my original Sonos Zone players are 20 years old and they still work. I don't use them yet. JP. So I think they're chatting amongst themselves, aren't they? Voyager 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that's the space shuttles, I think.
Yeah. Jeff Cook, that space shuttle didn't have a Y. It was a Y problem.
Yeah, it's true. It's just a Y problem.
Nick Debt, I wonder what's the oldest guitar you own, guys? Also, your preference on fret materials. Happy with stainless or fancy nickel alloys more? Well, I think stainless is probably the fancy option, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's always the
nickel alloy is the normal.
Yeah. What's your oldest guitar? I think mine's my Telecaster, which is, I don't know, 2007, I think. That's the oldest I own. That's
2004 for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think
What Strat is it?
60th anniversary. 50th anniversary. 2004.
Oh, the gold hardware.
No, I never got all the special ones. It's just like it actually isn't even an American standard series Strat. For that 1 year, they called it the American series Strat, and they didn't have an American standard.
Nice.
But yeah, decent, good guitar.
Mine are all new.
I've sold all my vintage gear. I've had a couple of 60s and 50s guitars over the years, but I like vintage gear. I hate the worry of maintaining vintage gear. So
yeah. In terms of frets, I like it all. I like stainless steel because I don't have to replace it. I haven't got a heavy touch, so I don't even think I've had a refret in, my God,
vintage guitars is like vintage cars. I just sold my 87 Corvette, sunk so much money in that trying to get that, and it was mint. It was beautiful. But same thing with guitars. I had an 1985 Steinberger, and the trem posts were like, I don't want to, I'm not exactly sure. I think like cast metal or something, where it had that from being under tension all those years that the post started to bend forward. They were bent. And trying to find parts was like pulling teeth. I actually found a guy in Germany to make them for me at a billet steel or whatever it was. And it was definitely an upgrade. But I spent a lot of money changing all the parts and getting it back up to snuff. And then I went up selling it, the upkeep.
Yeah, I love it. With the fretware,
go ahead.
Fretware, if you're cycling through guitars so quickly, you're never going to really get a chance to wear them out anyway. Unless you're buying them used and then they're coming to you in that condition. And then you've got that choice as well. If you don't get to try it out, like you're buying it online or something, eBay, Reverb used, and you don't know what condition the frets are in, then you've got that decision. Am I going to get this refretted? How long am I going to keep it? Sort of thing.
The 135 there in the corner, the red 135, that's the guitar I've owned the longest. And I've owned that guitar since 2004. It's a 01 or an 02, something like that. And I've done hundreds of gigs on that guitar. And I don't mean your 45-minute set kind of gigs. I mean 4 hours in blues bars. It isn't even close to needing a refret. It's never needed a recrown.
Wow.
I've never had to do anything to that guitar. Two things, technique and the strings you use. If you're using NYXLs, and this is not me talking shit on these strings. If you like them, you like them. But NYXLs, they're denser than standard XLs. They're a harder metal. If you're using a metal string that's as hard as the nickel frets, you're gonna wear your frets out. That's just the way it works. Yeah. And then add your technique on top of it. I dig in hard with my right hand, not my left hand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, completely agree. Shahar wants to know what kind of batteries that shirt takes.
CR2032.
Wes says, I do have a few digital music devices that still work, but I've had to throw out most of them due to incompatibilities.
I've got a Sony Discman that still works like the day I bought it.
Wow. Jabba, I will never sell a guitar. Does that make me weird? Am I missing out?
No, that's awesome. I wish I was like that. Well, I wouldn't have a place to live because I have too many guitars.
You'd be this. And I do sell them.
I think literally between my friends, like, you know, like recalling all the stuff, we try to write it down. I'm probably over 400.
Yeah, you got me beat.
Which is retarded. Just
my bike. I asked about the 5960 because the Dutch Burst has a 60s neck profile. Sound-wise, is there any noticeable sound difference? I mean, arguably, some people say that a thicker neck is a better sound.
What you do with it, you know?
Yeah, it's not the size of the neck; it's how you use it.
Well, like in terms of the sound, it depends on the setting, doesn't it? You're playing in a hard rock band, you're using a lot of gain. Yeah, in a band mix, how much does it matter? Or are you like bluesing it up, mild break up? You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Steve says, I still have my Sony digital camcorder I purchased in 2000, which still works. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, Sir guitars usually have stainless steel frets, but John Sir's personal preference is nickel. I didn't know that.
Because John is a man of taste and refinement.
Jahar Bar, I should also mention that I never bought a used guitar, nor do I ever want to. Kind of like condoms. Never sell my used.
I played guitar for 18 years before I ever bought a new guitar.
I love secondhand guitars.
Yeah, I love secondhand guitars. That's my favorite.
Played in, great.
No, I just want somebody else to take the sticker hit off the.
Yeah, that as well. Michael says 1979 Les Paul Deluxe scratched to hell, low frets, £11. Wow. 80s BC Rich Eagle, 80s Hamer Mirage, and 90s Close Closet, 60s Strat, all bought in the 90s. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Damn it. Should I spend €800 on an FRFR or studio monitors for the XFX? Only for home use. I do studio monitors.
Yeah, home use only, studio monitors every day, because you're going to use them not just for guitar. You're going to end up using them for a lot more, whereas that FRFR is good for one thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And also, then you get to use it in stereo, as opposed to, you know, if you buy one FRFR, it's going to be mono. Oh God. Did someone unleash your heart? Yes, he's always unleashed. Thomas, late again. Life gets in the way. Need to catch you on the replay. Awesome. Cheers, Thomas. Where's my oldest guitar? Is the 1980 Stingray bass. Oh, nice.
That'd be a birth year guitar for me.
Nice. Ooh, nice. And last one, Marlon. What are your thoughts and the best tube amp for home use under $1,000? Last question.
Everybody's gonna know my answer. I know it's not. It's got one tube in it, but it's the amp one.
I think you're right, Vinny. I think that's a great shout for $1,000. I mean, that's well under $1,000.
Yeah, you can get them for like $475, $500 used.
Best amp under $1,000 for home use.
I'm going to go with Vinny. I'm going to say the amp one.
It's tough for me because I kind of need to know what kind of music you play, and are we including used prices in this?
You can get a lot bang for your buck for $1,000.
Okay. It depends on what you're calling home use, because we all have a different definition of home use. Some of us, all of our amps are home use because we don't gig. Some people, home use means I need to not disturb the neighbors. If you don't need to worry about volume, the best amp you can buy for under $1,000 is a Mesa Boogie Recto Verb combo. Used, because they don't make them anymore. I love that amp. I still think it's one of the best ones Mesa ever made. But if you need new and you need lower volume, I think Paul and Vinny have the better suggestions than I do, because I get to play giant 40-watt amps, the 100-watt amps, do 410 cat. I have 10 speakers set up in here, and I played them all together yesterday.
And not to mention, not that I'm a salesman here, but the amp one doesn't require a cab load.
Yeah, that's also very good.
So,
yeah. Steve,
I'm joining on the amp one just because I've never even heard of it, and I don't really amps anymore. It's been a long time since I've used a real amp. Oh yeah, nice. Is that the? Don't tell me. I know the guy. Blue guitar.
Yeah,
yeah. Blue guitar amp one. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks impressive.
They're great.
Sounds good. Yeah.
They're really good. Really good.
Yeah, that makes all the sense. Good show.
Right, I think we're done, because we could keep going and keep
sure
going.
Could. Sure could.
And then, yes, but thanks for joining us. James will be back next week. Thanks for all the guys for joining us. So you've got Vinny the Axe from Vinny X YouTube channel, Phil from the 40 Watt podcast, and Steve Cassidy from Steve Cassidy Guitar YouTube channel. Go and like and subscribe all their stuff. They're all awesome.
Quick plug.
Thanks.
Go on, mate. Go on.
I'm giving this away on tomorrow's live stream.
Oh,
that's a nice looking thing.
That is a nice looking guitar.
See, don't show me the headstock. Isn't that weird? Like that looks expensive. Keep going. Is it a jet?
Do you want to see the back?
Go on, show me the back.
Yep, that's a back.
Right. It's a
You
back.
know what?
Yeah.
You actually weren't too far away with the jet.
Harley Benton. No. Oh,
is that's the
Spira.
Jet's metal brand, isn't it?
That's that metal jet. Spira
Great,
T450.
isn't it?
yeah.
Well done, mate. Are you doing that as a promotion?
A giveaway thing. Yeah. They're providing the guitar and doing the giveaway.
That's
but,
great. Oh,
I
well
did a
done,
video
mate.
about it
Nice.
last week, but it's closed now, unfortunately, for entries. But we're giving it away on the live tomorrow. So there you go. That's the plug.
There we go. Oh, well done, mate. Good. Yeah. Yes. Go and check out Steve's live show tomorrow. Again, thanks everyone for turning up, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Adios.
Cheers, guys. Take care.